girldm, start!
All right, let's see. Oh, okay, good. Audio works. Yay! I did not check to make sure everything was working before I turned stream on.
Oh boy, 1 year girldom speed, girldom speed, girldom speed, girldom speed, girldom speed, girldom speed, girldom speed.
Yup. Kumo Kiri, thank you very much for a year. And Nico, thank you for 52
WB
months. And Derek, 39 months. Hello, I'm back. Let's see if YouTube chat functions. It does. It does. It just has the weird...
39 months is nearly as many as for 10s. GMDM.
True.
Welcome back from FanFest. You were gone forever. We counted.
Yes, and I was highly entertained by the Gone Forever daily edits. Hello, Raven, and thank you for 25 months. Hope you didn't die of heat. I almost did a couple of times. Almost did. Everybody was like, oh.
Welcome back, DM Girldom Cheer and Walker finale was really fun. Really enjoyed everyone cheering me on in VC at the end. It was the most cinematic and emotional I felt about playing a video game Girldom Love.
I'm glad to hear it, Sad, and thanks for 16 months.
Missed my 1 year.
Oops.
Back around we go.
And Jiggles the Pirate for 13 months. Yippee! I fixed my audio. I can hear the cat. Yay! Sounds like you had a good FanFest. I did. Twas a busy FanFest. It was my first FanFest ever. It was very funny. Hi, Whiskey. I did retrieve Whiskey this, I did retrieve the Whiskey. He went to the pet hotel. They loved him, of course. So he's being very affectionate because he missed me. Oh, Nephilim, thanks for the 5 gifted. Thank you. Streamer forever back. Thank you. Griffin, thank you for 52 months.
4 years plus for months for this DM fan.
Hi, Whiskey. Yes, I know. I know you missed me. I know you missed me, Whiskey.
Yes, first FanFest. I was surprised though, FanFest is only 2 days.
Girldom Zoom.
Ironheart, Alexander, thank you for 24 months of tier 3, thank you. I got the Whiskey Whiskers. I did get the Whiskey Whiskers. That was also the most stacked keynote I've ever seen. So I had multiple people that have gone to previous FanFest be like, you got a great one to go to because this was probably the best FanFest that they've had thus far. Thank God it was not...
Welcome back, DM.
In Vegas.
Glad you enjoyed FanFest.
Grave was telling me horror stories. Also, Barrett, thanks for the 5 gifted. And Zembu Paradox, thanks for 2 months. And Corin, thank you for 30 months. And Baron Cab, thank you for the Prime for 36 months. 36 months of priming, jeez.
Girldom Bonga Cat.
Yeah, because 14 is played by people that work. Yeah, it's a Friday. Well, no, because it was weird because it was a Friday Saturday con, not a Saturday Sunday con. Did you defeat the sun? I almost succumbed to it for a tree. Thank you for 22 months over on being a minion on YouTube. Thank you. Side quest was completed. Princess carried Jocat as a success. Yes, yes. There's backstory involved in that. We'll get to it. It's our Queen Sphene. Yes, I was cosplaying. I did cosplay casual Sphene, which I did order that cosplay before I got to that part in the game. Hi, Denmo. I got to meet Denmo too. Yeah, I got to meet Denmo, and I got an entire pack of stickers from Denmo. Hello. It was great to see you. Great to see you too. You are so much taller than I thought you would be as a fellow Lalafell. Hello, Supreme. Any princess carried Jocat? Oh no, I have a whole retinue of things that that occurred. Did you already get the Sphene outfit in game? I didn't get her dress. I want the casual outfit. I know that
2 years ago, I finally had the means to support someone I've enjoyed the YT VOD while I worked the graveyard.
Thank you.
Happy to say I'll be going for Japan next year for a month.
Very nice.
Girldom love.
Also, Glimpse, thanks for the gift sub, and Karkjean, thanks for 49 months. Oh my goodness, all the the recaps. Literally the hottest weekend that year in Vegas. Yeah, Grave was talking about, it was, okay. It was really funny. Casual outfit, probably in some months, but the crown, true. Okay, Whiskey is just like permanently on my lap. He is just making biscuits, trying to get scritches. Twitchy Wings, thanks for being a drudge on YouTube for 26 months. And Glimpse, thank you for the gifts of the Supreme. Okay, I need to go through my photos so that I can recall what exactly I did. Hi, good luck restarting torture classes. Yeah. As loath as I am to admit it, the torture classes do work. Madge. So, funny thing. Now that I'm back, I'm not sure it happened either. Yeah, I have like I took photos on with my phone, of course, so I have them all like, they are not a scam. I still think torture classes are a scam, but they did work, so. Because I think this is the first con that I've gone to that I'm tired. I can tell I'm fatigued because that was a lot of socializing and a lot of like going and doing a bunch of stuff. But I don't have any muscle pain. Don't have any muscle pain. That's a first, because normally like I go to con and then like my legs and my feet are pretty sore, and that didn't happen this time. So torture classes, those are a thing, like actual torture classes, like waterboarding? No, not waterboarding. Torture class is my affectionate term for my weightlifting and fitness classes that I take that require me to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Oh, you must not have gone to Disney? Went to Disney downtown. Didn't go to Disneyland though, because I was just like, there's gonna be so many people. I'm super sore from Disney walking. Disney is a lot of walking, yes.
Hi, Whiskey. Hello.
He is lost in the sauce. He is just on my lap purring. Any princess carried a dude? That's not just any dude. That is Jocat. And that was a IOU I had. It's okay. Next FanFest, I'll princess carry Denmo. With his permission. I'll also princess carry fruity snacks. Why not princess carry Ben? Oh, don't worry, I'll get there too. Did you princess carry anyone else, or was it just Jocat? Just Jocat this time. This time. I can see why it's called torture. I'm gonna use that term now when I do workouts. It's literally like, here, go for an hour and do like contortions that cause you to be straight. Okay, Whiskey, are you gonna go on the desk, or are you gonna, okay, on the desk, okay. The fruity snacks, viewers, oh my god, Whiskey. I forgot to move the button. I forgot to move the button over so that he couldn't hit the sound effects. There we go. Did Whiskey do that? Yeah, there's little buttons on my Roadcaster, and he steps on them when he's trying to go over to his little plastic that he likes to sit in the corner. So, yes. Did Whiskey air horn? Yes, he did. That was Whiskey hitting the air horn button.
Be the funny number involved with Vaughan poetry.
Do the pragmatic carry instead? I could. You're deceptively strong. I'm honestly kind of amazed. Hey, I've been working. I've been practicing. Also, Kurgash, thank you for 42 months. Corsonon, thank you for the 10 gifted. What the heck? All right. Today's stream's gonna be a bit shorter because I literally got home at like midnight last night.
Whiskey's Chaos realm continues MYAAA.
True. Also, Joker, thanks for 52 months. So I don't want to... as excited and glad as I am to be back home and being able to stream, I'm not gonna overdo it, so I'm gonna make sure that I don't go for too long. Did someone say poems? Hi, Avala. There it is, 49 months.
Thy impacted fluids to me, and to all
Vogon poetry.
Slugs in special slugs stomped, so scantily a lump of special organs to such a special heaven, 'twould knit me. Upon nefarious asteroids, suffered patiently. Were as hot as my snail, till boldly it finished and it is too fat to like the snail. Thy hyperspace and winter, and the soft supernovae go loving thy orange figments to me, and to all figments and all who forgot stench should pull them there. It was the hell of sane liquors.
Perfect. Thank you. Eventually I have the strength to yeet. I need to be able to throw Jocat over my shoulder like a sack of potatoes. Gotta recharge those batteries? Yes. Has it been more than years for torture or just one? I haven't even hit a year of torture yet. I started taking torture classes, aka waking up really freaking early to go to workouts minimum twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. I started after my birthday last year, so I haven't even hit a year yet. I'm still not at where my goal is for stuff, but slowly but surely, I'm going the healthy, I don't have a deadline for hitting goals kind of route. You haven't even hit your limit? No, I'm not even, like, at where I want to be yet. Oh, no worries, Corin. Get your assignment done. An admirable goal. Yep. Want to be healthy. And do the stuff. Also, Chicken Defense Trader, thank you for 37 months. Alright. So, the first thing that's very funny.
Welcome back, DM.
Since, now that I'm, like, public about the fact that Ben and I are in a relationship. So every time I go visit Ben, all of his friends are voice actors. Right? Like all the friends I've met, because voice actors either are based out of LA or Texas. Those are the two, for like anime voice actors, those are like the two main hubs for recording stuff, right? Pretty much all of them. Like 90% of the ones that like I went to Friendsgiving last year, American Friendsgiving, and it was all voice actors, and like Kellen Goff was there, and I was just like standing there being like, I am so normal right now. I am so normal right now. We are not gonna, we're gonna keep the otaku down, But anyways, Kellen Goff, he's one of the voice actors for Freddy Fazbear, and he's Fiddlesticks in League of Legends. Did you meet Sayu? Yeah, multiple times. We've gotten ice cream together. Ben and Sayu are like best friends. Quick, act normal, said the internet cat girl to herself. Yup. Keep it chill, DM. Those are exactly. That's what I was just like standing there being like, okay, we're gonna just be. He's friends with the voice of the disappearing guy in Amazing Digital Circus, yes. Are we talking revamp Fiddle? Yes, revamp Nightmare Voice Fiddle. That's Kellen. He's Toy Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Oh, hi, Ben! Anyways, no longer gone forever. I'm back. So, the funny thing was, just before FanFest, I get a message from Dawn. And Dawn is very sweet. She in the Persona 3... Not the original, but the remake? The Reloaded? I don't know. Reloaded? Reloaded? They called it Reloaded, right? She was guesting in Calgary for Calgary Comic-Con Fan Expo, which happened to be my favorite voice actress. Oh, she's very sweet. She's my friend. She happened to be at FanFest, and she was all excited because she messaged me. She's like, hey, I'm gonna be guesting in Calgary. And I was like, Dawn, I'm going to LA. I was like, we are literally like two ships in the night. We're just gonna pass each other. But thankfully, so I flew out on Thursday morning. I had the early morning flight. Oh no, the timing. I know, she was so excited. I was like, you can't meet my cat. Hello, Brad. Satya didn't run into you at FanFest. Oh no, sweetheart. I would've, dang it. There were so many people that were at FanFest. I was not very public of the fact that I was going to FanFest because of anxiety, right? But anyways, but thankfully, Dawn arrived on Wednesday, and I was flying out Thursday, so we got this really, really nice, like, God, how many courses was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 course, fancy, reserved meal event thingy that was in Calgary, so we had this really fancy dinner, together, and then I got back home and flew out the next day. Fancy dinner. Oh yeah, no, it was, there's a thing that's there's a very fancy restaurant, a cafe technically, but they do fancy dinners, that is on an island in the middle of a park in downtown Calgary. And they have an event that they do once a year that's called Roots and Shoots that has... Have you seen the movie The Menu? I felt like I was in The Menu. They have guest chefs, and they make a limited menu that is based off of what is currently available to make food locally. And it is so fancy. The one where everyone dies? Yes. Except a lot less murder. I was halfway expecting to be murdered, not gonna lie. But here, let me read off some of the... Also, Banto and Minnie, thank you very much for the resubs. Thank you for 23 months and 4 months, thank you. So, here, let me read off one of the things, okay? Huckleberry glazed poplar bluff beets. So, it had a local farm's stracciatella cheese, local watercress. If you were on the meat one, I had the pescatarian because they had substitutes for pescatarian. If you're on the meat one, it had bison heart pemmican, and then like ground walnuts and rye. And then one of the other ones was koji aged lamb loin that had lamb belly, pickled morels, and white anchovy vinaigrette and pea puree. Poached halibut cheek with smoked butter, cucumber, radish, and chili vinegar. Snap pea ice cream with mint oil, marigold, and made with gin. Gemstone woodfire grilled beef picana, but I had a, all of my stuff I had fish substitutes, and everybody at our table was like, we should have gotten the pescatarian one because your stuff looked way tastier than, like, the fancy ones, right? Bison heart pemmican, yep. Doesn't pemmican taste awful? Not that I've heard. Pemmican's just like jerky, but you have like berries and grains with it. This sounds super fancy. Super fancy. And then a sunchoke cheesecake with spruce tip sorbet, birch and maple gel, puffed grains, and dark chocolate. Cheesecake, yeah. And then the canapes. We had a raspberry beret cocktail that was the one that was the option. And then we had a crispy potato with a charred spring onion roulette, which I don't know what that is, but it's fancy. A leaves and fish bouquet that had smoked sablefish, almond furikake, fermented fennel vinaigrette. And then they had a pork belly and aubergine brochette. They also had fancy bread that had a whipped butter that had apricot preserves. This all sounds so fancy. Oh, it was so fancy. There was different wine pairings with everything. We had the fancy, like, handmade plates, and the food only takes up, like, a tenth of the plate. Very fancy. Because Dawn likes to go do fancy food experience things, so we went and got those together, yeah. I did go to Requiem Cafe, yes. We used Ben's clout. I'll get to that. I'll get to that, don't worry. Okay, so on the Thursday, I made Ben drive all the way out to LAX to pick me up, and then we immediately headed out to Long Beach because Fruity Snacks of Fishing Eorzean fame had organized an aquarium meetup. So there were more than 160 people that went to go to the aquarium together. How on brand, right? Yeah, so we went to the aquarium and me and Ben met up with Grave, and then Grave's friend that was a bit more normie, but she plays a ton of Final Fantasy XIV. So that was we were jumping the gun a bit, just a little bit. So we went to the aquarium, and I very much undercoveredly said hi to Fruity Snacks. That's also where I ran into Denmo, and also Victoria and their partner. Victoria is the author of the Final Fantasy XIV cookbooks. So I got to talk with them a bit, and I got an autographed sticker from Victoria. And it was very, very fun and cool. But also, I also found out that, so volume 2 of the cookbook, Victoria, yeah, we were invading the aquarium. Oh yeah, no, there were 160 Final Fantasy 14 gamers all at the aquarium together. It was a big aquarium though, so it was pretty fun. So it turned out that for the second cookbook, I'm gonna probably be yawning because I'm a bit tired today. So if I'm stop midway through and yawn, that's just because of that aquarium raid event. Yep. So we Victoria told me, so for the second cookbook, they already had the recipes that they wanted to make from like Endwalker and any like residual ones. But as far as recipes that were present in Dawn Trail, they didn't get like a lot of information. So the deadline was fast approaching, and they had to rush through Dawn Trail in order to grab what recipes that they were wanting for this cookbook. I don't know if you've ever tried to work with like a company and get information about things that are not part of like press release stuff. It's almost impossible. But I was like, no, you did a great job. So yeah, we went around the aquarium, and then Ben and Grave's friend, we all said hi to Grave's parents, because Grave's parents drove her and her friend out, and then Grave's parents are so funny. Her mom was like, I need to get a picture of all of you. So we all like stood in front of this. There's a fountain that's in front of the aquarium, and it's very school trip-esque of us all standing in front of the fountain with like our peace signs doing the taking the pictures. I wanted to talk more with Fruity Snacks, but that poor gamer was high cortisol, pretty much, just like full stress, trying to get the tickets to people and talk to people, so didn't get to talk as much as I would have liked to. It's okay, Fruity Snacks was busy. And I was able to recognize Denmo based off of his very impressive apron. It just has like this crafter's apron that is just completely covered in pins. It was very cool. Fruity Snacks looks like he was about to make freaking lose it. Yes. Is that when you got your sticker? Yeah, yeah. I gave my sticker to I did not give my stickers out to as many people, unfortunately. Also, I got to meet Jazzy as well, and Jazzy was super duper sweet. Welcome, Tobo! Thank you for being an acolyte for 29 months on YouTube. How's the sanity going? I don't think it's gone. Like, I don't know how you have sanity to hit the membership up button, Hobo. So I miss you. I'm not surprised if you're even remotely trying to be incognito. It's not just like being incognito, it's just that things will be going really good with my anxiety, and then I will just hit like a wall, and then it'll be like, I need to not be perceived or interacted with, or I will have a breakdown. So which I had happen like a couple of times at the con. I was just like, okay, I need to like Did you have leftovers? Yeah, I've got a lot of leftovers, but I can pass out. I can continue to pass those out. Yep. Sometimes it's just a light switch. Yeah, sometimes it's just a light switch. Sometimes I feel super brave and then I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And then I'm like, nope. Actually, no. So, but the aquarium was very nice. I heard how overstimulating there were so many people there. Oh my god, there were so many people there. But there were so many cool things happening and I was just like, ah! Anyways, so we got to the Anaheim area, because it was at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is where BlizzCon usually is held, so I was very familiar with that area. And so we went and did our check-in for our wristband pickup, which was a lot easier than I thought. Yeah, it was, we got our goodie bags, and the Final Fantasy FanFest goodie bags were super good, super cool. Iskander, thank you for being an acolyte for 16 months. Also, with the sanity, like, recover, please. but continue to stay an acolyte. Yippee! Let me find the goodie bag picture, because there was, here, I can go through and explain what it was. So this was the goodie bag for FanFest this year. And so we got this really awesome hat.
Oh yeah, congrats on Thankard card pull chokoj dog.
Thank you! And then we also got a set of pins, and then the shoulder bag, and then the book at the back there, that is a sticker book. Which, at FanFests, it is tradition for people to have stickers of their Warriors of Light for sticker trades. And the fact that they had a sticker book is so utterly sweet and charming of the organizers of the event, because they didn't need to do that. Also, David, thank you for 44 months. Oh my god, I almost said the wrong one. Because they know that people are going to have stickers. Also, the bag is a very, very well-designed bag. I was really impressed, because I saw this picture and I was like, oh, okay, this looks kind of like it's just like a regular, like, waist pouch bag. But, so the bag, I'll show you more on Friday, because Friday's going to be a hand cam stream. I'm going to be cooking more from the Final Fantasy XIV cookbooks. I'll show you more about this bag, because it's really cool. The bag has a small pouch in the front that has a keychain hook on a string, on cord, on the inside of that, like, loose pouch. And then there's a zipper pouch behind that first pouch. And then there's the big container area, and then the entire top half of the bag also has a zipper. It's not a big bag. It is a well-designed shoulder bag. And when I got the bag and I was like opening it up and saw the different pockets and like the clasps and everything, I was like, yo, wait a minute, this is actually a well-designed bag. And the hat is very nice quality too. How many commander decks does it hold? I could probably put probably two boxes I could put in there. But yeah, it was really cool. It also came with the Final Fantasy has their own card game. And you got one random card inside the thing. And I pulled Thancred, and I was just like, yippee, Thancred! Chocobo Saddlebag IRL? I don't know what that is. Triple Triad card? Not Triple Triad, although I did get a Triple Triad card. And I'm also now entertaining the idea of just making my own custom Triple Triad set. So that way, at conventions, I could just, like... Because they have different star ratings, right? So I could just make, like, a couple of, like, have the right star amounts so that people could build their own proper deck for it and then battle people, right? Urban Punk look nice. Yeah, well, also the print is super duper cute, but it makes it look like, from a distance, it looks like camo. So it's super low key. So I was horribly impressed by the bag, the merch bag, the goodie bag that you get. Give out a card with your warrior light. Not give out a card, but have like a mat for triple triad and then invite people to play triple triad. But yeah, I pulled the Thancred card immediately, which was great. And then we went and got dinner together. Also, Zalal, thank you for 27 months, 29, oh my god, on YouTube, thank you. Roulette reverse swap. I could do rule cards too. I would not do like the multiplication and addition ones and subtraction ones because those ones take too much to focus, but swap would work, reverse would work. Gold Teddy, I think you accidentally a word. I really like low-key print like that. Yeah, me too. I like well-designed merch. That's why when I had my Omona collab, I was so excited, you know? Oh, sorry, Durant, the chat's PG-13, but thank you. So yeah, I got my Thancred card, and then the next day was the first day for FanFest, and the way that it works for that is you go and you wait in line until they open the door, and then permit you entry into the building, and also go through security to go inside. And the very first thing was going to be the keynote. So, I was cosplaying Steen on day 1 because I knew day 2 I would probably be too like overwhelmed that I didn't want to. I did notice that you were wearing the Omona back. I didn't want to get too overwhelmed, and usually for me, like, cosplaying on the first day is going to be the best case scenario for my mental. And so we got up at, I think at 7 o'clock, because the keynote wasn't until 10. So we wake up, and thank you, Liking, for the membership. Welcome to being a drudge. So we got up at 7, left at like 8 to go wait in line so that we could get in. Their lineup was already massive. In the Discord, Nane was up at 4 a.m. She got in line at 5 a.m. And all of us were like just looking at the Discord chat being like, Godspeed, Nane. You're gonna get to sit up close for the keynote. Enjoy it, queen. Nane knows ball. Well, she has like a later time zone as well, so yeah. Based in Nane pilled, yep. Yeah, so it was like waking up at 6 a.m. But yeah, she was like up in line. She made a little portable watercoloring set so that she could do watercolors while she was waiting in line. But yeah, she was absolutely right. She was so hyped she was like, hey guys, you want to go get drinks and stay up until 2 a.m.? And we were just like, no, Nane. No, not until the very last night. How's the line when she got there? She was like right at the front. I think there were maybe like maximum 20 people ahead of her. She was right in the very, very front. But no, we got sleep. And I have a picture of how the keynote area was completely packed. And we didn't want to just stand there. So they did actually have an overflow area that had projectors and they had screens up so you could watch what was happening. So we went over to the overflow area so we could be nice and relaxed and not overcrowded with everything. So we went and watched the keynote from there. And that was a very, very long keynote. That was a huge keynote. But I will say, something that if you were watching the Keynote broadcast, which I heard afterwards, was, when the Square Enix CEO came out, the broadcast cut the audience audio. Because that man got booed. He went out on stage and the crowd booed. They did a WWE audio fix? Yup. They were ready for that cut. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they booed for the Square Enix CEO, and we were just like, boop. I was in the main crowd. There weren't boos, but it was dead silence after the big cheers. We heard the boos from the overflow area. Or just CEO. According to various things that have been said and expressed, despite the fact that Final Fantasy XIV is their cash cow and has a very passionate player base, no, RMX, this one as well. This one as well is also pushing it. He's not been great. He's not been giving a lot of resources to the FF14 dev team. And there was something that wasn't quite caught in translation, but if you speak Japanese, it was very... Oh, that too, nope. That too. I speak Japanese. So, he showed up, and the CEO was like, I'm also a warrior of light, and I promise to do what it takes to make sure that you guys have, you have the resources that you need and everything, etc., blah, 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 blah. So he said that in Japanese, very we're gonna do this, right? And the way that Yoshi P was like, which is you promised. He very aggressively was like, you've made a promise. You have made a promise in front of everyone. We were just like, if they threw the Square Enix CEO into the audience, that man would have been ripped into pieces. The pact has been sealed. The oath has been made, right? Oh, I heard about this. 14 is literally just being used to make the company money, but no money is going back into the game. Yep. Pretty much. Yep. They keep using the 14 money to fund things that are terrible, so... No take backsies anymore, bozo! Brought him out for the humiliation ritual, yup. If they said that man stood between them and the butt slider, that CEO would have been paced within 27 seconds. He is! Every time that they were talking about things, especially during the dev panel and such, they were talking about, well, we would love to be able to add this functionality, we'd love to be able to add this feature, but our hands are tied working on this, our hands are tied working on that, because they need more, they need more funding, they need more room, they need more stuff in order to do the things, so... It was... He kept saying it, they need more devs, exactly, they kept saying that, they need that, and they need the CEO to do that, you know? So. Yeah, it was very entertaining, watching the screen, and I was just like, oop. So, yes, that was, Jarvis hacked the CEO. That was very interesting. But it was very hype, watching the keynote. I was very excited. I love when when you get information about something that's coming up. Koji Fox straight up dunked on the CEO during one of his panels. Yes. Yeah, he was like, well, he's requiring us to use AI, so here's AI. And just used it in the worst way possible. Goodness gracious, yes, there was some company drama that occurred, but the con itself, I'm very familiar with the area for it. The one half of the, it wasn't the entire building being used for FanFest. Half of the convention center was for a therapist convention. Which was hilarious, because you have like a whole bunch of these regular normie like therapy people, and then Final Fantasy XIV, and it was really cute because they there were some people that some of the therapists were like asking the cosplayers what this was all for, and we heard a couple of the therapists being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go and install it when I get home." So it was really cute. The therapists were chill, yeah. They have those? Yeah, of course. A lot of companies have big, like, well, not companies, but a lot of industries have big conventions and events. There's marketing conventions, there's like business conventions. I've been to like work conventions where you have like motivational speakers that come and talk to you about like giving 110% and such, you know? So yeah, they have events like that. It's usually good bonding for co-workers and alcohol in the evenings. CMS has conventions yearly. Yep. Twitter's got a lot of work for those therapists, I'll say that much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's shows and expos for the trade and profession. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of really interesting stuff. Welcome back, DM. Thank you. So, Grave and Grave's friend went off to go and do things, and Nane was off doing stuff. Nane's been playing 14 for a very long time, so she had her friends that she's made through 14 that she was going to say hi to. So I didn't get to see her too much on day one. It was mostly just me and Ben walking around. But it was really funny because while we're walking, of course, every single time we see someone that's cosplaying Dancing Green, we're just like, oh my god, that's Dancing Green. So it's like every couple of minutes or so, because there were a ton of Dancing Green cosplayers. That was probably the majority of the cosplayers that we saw. I think there were more Dancing Greens than any other cosplayer, which was so fun to see. So the whole time we're like, oh my god, look, it's Dancing. Oh my god, it's Dancing Green. Oh my god, look, it's Dancing Green. And Ben had zero information about what was going to happen at FanFest because the companies don't like give information. Even if you're a voice actor for them, especially JP companies, you don't get any information. So we go into the overflow area, right? Because overflow area was using part of the floor area for the they had like mini games and stuff that you could do afterwards. And we just see this massive Dancing Green. And we're just like, yo, it's Dancing Green! So that was incredibly cool. We saw a bunch of stuff. Did you see the clips of the one Dancing Green absolutely breaking it down on the Ride the Rhythm event? I did, and in fact, I got pictures of Ben with that cosplayer because everyone was like, oh my god, it's real Dancing Green. So no, I got pictures of Ben with him, and then there was also a girl that was with the Dancing Green cosplayer that was cosplaying the cat girl. So that was really fun because Ben went and took one of the Square Enix staff, who's friends with Ben, was like, we're gonna Disney princess this moment and get Ben to take pictures because we were all just being shy. And put him over there to take pictures, not revealing that he's the voice actor for Dancing Green. And then while they were posing and stuff, Ben revealed it, and the Dancing Green cosplayer was just like, oh my god! Oh, like super excited. It was really cute. I got the pictures of them. Did you see the, one of the dancing ring guys during cosplay contest was killing it with his walk on stage? Yep, that was the one. Yep. I know that cosplayer, he's a cool dude. Yeah, he was very cool. He was super chill. And then after that, so we were trying to, we being Team IWIWI, with Jocat and Cena and Garrett and Kyle, we were trying to find time to meet up, which was almost impossible because Garrett and Kyle had filming that they needed to do. Jocat was being mobbed every single time that he went anywhere because everybody recognizes him. So he had like lineups forming anywhere, anytime he stopped anywhere. And so it was really funny because we, it was like ships in the night. We Day one, we could not manage to get everybody in a group at the same time because everybody's schedules were so off. But I did manage to princess carry Jocat. And for those who don't know, there is lore associated with that. Because when I was in Japan, the first time I met Jocat in person, and I met Senpai as well, was when he was on his Japan trip. And that was my first time meeting him, and I was by myself meeting up with this group of other content creators, and so I was very anxious, and so I wanted to ask him if I could try princess carrying him then, but I was feeling a bit too anxious about it, so I didn't say anything about it, and I mentioned that to him later, and he was like, oh my god, I would have loved to have been princess carried, and I was like, oh, okay. So he, I did ask him this time, and I was like, can I princess carry you? And he was like, of course! So for those of you that haven't seen the picture, I did post it onto socials, and I posted onto
Welcome back.
Thank you. I posted on YouTube as well, but here is me and my Sphene cosplay. Princess carrying Jocat. And thank you, Optimus, for 24 months, and Mage Annabelle, thank you for 35 months. I guess you wore Sphene that day too. This is still day one, Scritty. His feet are completely off the ground. Okay, wanna know something funny? You wanna know something funny? I had forgotten to give my phone to Echo to take the picture. So I was actually carrying Jocat. I was princess carrying him for several minutes. Because I didn't put him down. I was carrying him. And then Jocat was like, oh, Echo, can you take a picture? And Echo's like, oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. With which phone? So... Do you know how much he weighs? As much as 3 apples. How heavy is he? I don't know. I don't go over asking people how much they weigh. I was just like, I looked him up and down. I was like, I'm pretty sure I could lift that. I was right. And then you took him home, right? Yes. At least 2 Lalas in weight. Jocat equipped, yep. You can pick up the Jocats in the park. The government doesn't want you to know. True! But yes, Jocat is taller than me. He's a decent bit taller than me. But... I was able to carry him. I probably could have walked a little bit slowly. I'm not quite strong enough that I could, like, easily carry him around. But it was funny because that picture went... It got quite a few views across the platforms that I had posted, and some of Ben's friends were like, your girlfriend's going around carrying other guys. You gotta be worried? And Ben told me that. I was like, that's literally Jocat. Why? It's just Jocat, like... Have you carried Ben yet? Not yet. Not yet. We'll get there. Calm down, it's just Jocat, exactly. But yes, I did Prince. Well, for one thing, he's married. Yep, he's married to Echo. Joe is known. Yup. Okay, but Jocat is a big deal. Jocat's is Jocat. Pick him up, put him in my pocket, take him to Disneyland, throw him off a cliff. Yeah, but I was very glad that I was able to princess carry him. It was really funny. There were some people that being like, "Oh, did you skip leg day?" And I was just like, no. The angle does not give my legs good angle on that. I will tell you, I do have. Did people recognize you? No. I had people saying like that they like my Sphene cosplay though. Pretty sure DM could kick a hole through a person. Yup. What was that last one? Nothing.
Hi, Whiskey.
I do have a picture in the full cosplay, but the shadows on it are a bit weird, so I didn't post it. But yes, we did that. What have people recognize DM? That's a great question, you know? Oh, we also got our merch. So the merch, I think, okay. Two things, two critiques to put for FanFest. One, the merch lineup and time slots for that, they had us use the app to try to register for time slots, but it didn't register. Like the app was not great for registering that. So we couldn't even get in to get our time slot, but Grave got her time slot, so we were able to use that. And then there was the lineup option, and the lineup option kept getting capped because like people would immediately go over their lineup. So the way that the merch thingy was set up was actually really well done though, because they had iPad stations that had the inventory listed and how much what your limits were for everything. So you would just go through and enter everything that you were wanting to buy, and then they gave you a ticket, and then they would give you your merch. And so that part of it was really good. The registration and the lineups for it was not good. Like the actual merch buying process, well organized. The getting to the thing in order to do the merch purchase, not well organized. App broke for day one, it was bad. Yep. Win some, lose some, yep. And then the other thing was, so they had areas for the presentations and such. The presentations and areas like the main stage was used well, I feel. They had it, they had various shows happening so that if you wanted to sit down, there were plenty of chairs. It was really nice. The temperature inside the con was good. I really like the Anaheim Convention Center because it has a bunch of bathrooms. And if one bathroom has a lineup, you just have to walk for maybe 5 minutes, and then you'll get to another bathroom, and you'll probably be fine, and it won't have a big lineup. It's great, especially if you are inside the hall. The bathrooms are, I love the bathrooms at the Anaheim Convention Center. It is designed for a lot of people to be there. However, for the FanFest thing, they had essentially mini games you could line up for and complete in order to get a sticker. So, one of those was the Ride the Rhythm, the Dancing Green game one, which was insanely cool. So they had this giant Dancing Green inflatable statue, pretty much, transformed Dancing Green. And they had a dance floor with screen panels on the floor. It was the raid. It was like the dances and stuff. It was great. I don't know about raid plans. Fire the line for the men's room was huge at a few points during the weekend. There were so many men's rooms though. Like there were 3 inside the actual hall, and then if you go out, like the hall with security, and then if you go outside for the security, there were additional like 4. So yeah, the Dancing Green Ride the Rhythm was really good. However, the Dancing Green one was probably the most involved, coolest one. It was, they had like meta announce stuff, and you had to do the one, you had to do the dance, and they had like the tank busters and like dance moves, and it was really interesting. However, the line was like 2 hours to go do that. There was also so okay, that one, interactive experience, right? Get on the dance floor, they have like screens, they had camera work, they had a whole bunch of stuff, right? There was one other activity, quote unquote, that had a longer line. It was almost consistently capped. There was a 3-hour lineup to sit with cardboard cutout, grahatia, with ice cream props in a gondola. 3-hour wait. Constantly capped line. And if you completed it, you got the Grahatia and Cryol Scion sticker. Did you do it as well, DM? Of course I did. Ben has a picture of that ice cream. Yes, you can't see in that picture. I cropped myself out. So in that picture, so Ben is holding the ice cream upside down with a very put out look on his face. I am leaning into Graha, offering him ice cream while holding the other ice cream for myself. They also had a PvP zone for that. There's Denmo has some pictures that he posted with that, which looked really cool, but also like the lines for everything were quite long. I really think what they should have done is to have like 2 events per sticker, so that people could go and like go through and do other stuff. The other thing is that there was a lot of unused floor space, and I really think they should have just had cardboard cutouts for photo ops. Like, it would have gone so hard if they just made a cardboard cutout of the G-pose menu, so that you could just like get your friends and take a picture with the G-pose menu, right? Like things like that. They could have had. It was really funny. I was complaining about the fact that they didn't have cardboard cutouts of all the Scions, because they could have also done that for photo ops, right? You know what had the Scion cardboard cutouts? Requiem Cafe. Because I've gone to events before. I've helped run like big events before and have to run mini games and such in order to have more things to do, essentially. I feel like they could have had more activities that wouldn't need to be too much of a major, requiring too much input or too much babysitting. But the fact that they had multiple panels that were really interesting was really cool. The dev panel, when they were talking about, maybe they just had the one set available. Yeah, but they could, like, it's not that bad. It's not that hard to get cardboard cutouts. Like, I'm saying they could have. I'm gonna blame the Squeenix CEO for anything that they could have done. How about upright monitors where you could load up your character and stand next to them? That would have been too much budget. But it was really nice. The dev panel was really interesting, where they were talking about the evolved mode and the reborn mode for gameplay stuff. And I did see some discourse on the internet that was definitely doing a "so you hate waffles" sort of situation.
FanFest.
Despite the fact they had so much text being like, this is still very early This is still very early. Nothing is completely decided yet. These are just the current ideas that we're working on for stuff. We're gonna have both. You don't have to touch this if you don't feel like touching this. Like, just wait until they're done. Just wait until they're done. Just stop being like, well, if they're gonna do that, then this obviously means they're gonna do. You don't work there. Calm down. They have Mr. Prime on the case. Mr. Prime made PvP feel fun to hit people with. The issue with PvP is the freaking ping rate, tick rate for stuff. That's the problem with PvP. Can't believe they left Mr. Prime at the airport. That's hilarious. We did get a picture with Mr. Prime, though. He was walking around on the floor, and me and Ben took pictures, and they had like a Solution 9, like the bar area. A few people in my FC are concerned they'll get rid of Reborn mode in 9.0, though. Which is like 6 years out? 5 years out? Like, it is an A/B test. Yes. If they make Evolved mode more fun to play, more interesting to play, and more enjoyable to play, then that should be fine. Like, still not something to get upset with yet. Like, I think the game needs some reworks. I'm sure they'll find something everyone enjoys. Exactly. Like, they have... For all the people I saw commenting online, there were people that were at the con who've publicly said how disillusioned they'd become with the game and how happy and motivated they were after going to FanFest. Is Evolved made to be easier, more beginner-friendly? No. It is not World of Warcraft one button at all. From the early in development, not 100% set in stone, decided yet, preview of the ideas that they have on updating the playstyle. I gotta put this disclaimer first so that I don't have people that are just like jumping the gun here. Evolved mode, super placeholder. By the way, super placeholder. So currently one of the major issues in 14 is there is button bloat. Okay? You need to have like 3 action bars with all of your abilities up. That's not sustainable. There are people that play on controllers. There are people who have, since WoW, when is WoW one button syndicate? WoW has a one button mode. You have cast timer increase and DPS loss for it, but they have a one button mode where you don't have to hit any other buttons. You need an MMO mouse or some macros to use all your skills sometimes. Exactly, and that is horribly intimidating. Playing Paladin mode almost can't be mapped to control. Exactly, that's a major problem for 14. So they need to fix that problem. So the evolved mode is reducing button bloat. Now let me explain a couple of the things that they're exploring that they showed that I think some people missed on stuff, okay? So, for example, one thing that they are testing out is that having abilities that if you are targeting a hostile target versus targeting a non-hostile target, it changes what that ability does. So that's one thing. Context-dependent modes, yep. Another thing is abilities that do the same thing, but there's a ranged version and a close range version, combining those into one so that if you're in close range, you're going to do the close range version. If you are far range, you're going to do the far range version. Right? Additionally, from what we saw with what they're working on with the Bard evolved mode, is instead of being locked to one rotation, you have the responsibility to weave between your casts in order to do different things. So it's not an easier mode. It's not one button. It's not honk shoo mimi snooze mode. It is adding differentiation back to the classes, adding freedom back into how to play it. It's streamlining bar bloat and reestablishing class identities. That is the objective. Okay? Can't wait for fishing evolved. Yes. So the evolved mode is you can swap between it at any time when you're not in combat. Okay? So it's just like they did say classes will feel more complete by level 52. Exactly, yes. I have a close friend who uninstalled will likely not be renewing their sub over what was demo for the changes to the 8.0 battle system. That's probably a good thing then. If they're overreacting to that level before anything has been shown being complete, that's probably a good thing. I feel like they might not be a good fit for 14 anymore, or probably need to take some time back, because the number of people that I saw having like borderline meltdowns about all the changes they're making, when none of those are even final or mandatory. If seeing a placeholder / alpha is enough for that, then yeah, maybe best they play a different game. Exactly, that's the way. If you don't like playing the game anymore, then you don't have to play it. I understand. I hear the PvP community are super excited for it, and you know, those guys are on the cutting edge of the battle system. PvP's fun. I only started 14, I don't really understand any changes. It's fine, don't worry. The 14 devs seem determined to defend as players' best interest. Yeah, well, even like Yoshi P, like I saw a comment that was referring to, because Yoshi P made a joke about being season pass, and I think it was Koji Fox was like, yeah, we'll have like, they can buy the season pass and unlock stuff, right? They skipped the part of these are heavily in progress of the keynote. They did. I feel like the people that are freaking out have not read the text that is present along the top of the screen that says this is pre-alpha development. Some guy referred to evolved mode as casual slop and said the devs don't support Raider. I'm like, that's the thing. They can't read. They can't read. That's the problem. Reading is hard. A lot of the devs play the game, so they want to make a game they have fun with too. Exactly. Yoshi P thumbs downing season passes and battle passes. Please, my old ex-Destiny 2 player's heart. Yep. It's also optional. Yep. It's optional. People are saying, oh, but they're gonna force everyone to be on it in 9.0. Are you sure? Maybe they won't force players to play it until it's like 11.0. Don't, why, it's literally like the sky is falling. We just, or 12.0, we don't know! We have no information, why are you making a decision now? I guess people have 2.5 years to adjust and adapt. We don't even know that! That's the thing. People that are saying, oh, by 9.0 they'll force it. We have no information on that. Love purely speculative Doom predictions, yep. Listening to some hardcore raiders talk about Evolve, and they're excited because the skill expression and personal responsibility. Yeah, that was the thing that I was looking at. That's the thing Ben was excited about, right? Emotional vampire, me just happy others can experience Shadowbringers for free now. Oh, think of all the people that go all the way through to the end of Shadowbringers on the free trial, and then they're gonna get roped into buying Endwalker. That's the neat part. They don't even have a full plan to implement it in 8.0. I know! That's I'm sitting here being like, I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't know, as someone who has played WoW, I'm somehow not at all bothered about button bloat. Which is fine. That's why they have regular mode, which is being called Reborn mode. There's no changes to it, it's just called Reborn mode because that is the mode that it's been since a realm reborn. That doesn't... You're not required to change to Evolved mode. That's the thing. But my skill expression of pressing 1, 2, 3. I like playing monk, and I like hitting the buttons that light up and filling out my punch card. I expect they'll look at usage rates in a couple expansions time. Yeah. Will you try other DPS classes? Probably. Reminds me of people screaming about tank changes back when that changed ages ago. Punch card? Yeah, it's my punch card. I have 3 the same color, or I have 3 different color. Unfortunately, the issue, we got min-max gremlins are gonna be like, nar, but I have to play Evolve mode because, well, okay. If you're listening to a min-maxing gremlin, and you are not competing for, like, world first stuff, you better be in love with the min-maxing gremlin, because you shouldn't listen to them otherwise, because they suck the fun out of everything. I highly recommend anybody that's hearing about min-max getting their ear talked off on min-maxing, go and play Souls-likes and be like, ah, wait, I understand. If you hear someone say parse and they're not being ironic / joking, you don't have to continue listening to them. Exactly. If you are min-maxing, though some say min-maxing is fun in itself. Yeah, if you enjoy spreadsheets and you enjoy that type of thing, then you're probably having more fun trying to figure out pushing the min-maxing limits. Like, that's fine. Like, I like to min-max things sometimes. As long as you're still having fun. But if somebody is breathing down your neck, being like, oh, you're not doing that right, and you are not doing like a world first competition for anything, your family hasn't been kidnapped, and if you don't hit max rank in PvP in Final Fantasy XIV this season, they're gonna get executed. That, like, if min-maxing is not fun for you, don't min-max. So you're saying I should take my parse off my dating profile? Yes, Midir. Guess what? I am the quintessential example of subpar gameplay in my 14 playthroughs. You want to know why? Because I go in with absolutely no idea of what we're doing, and I am on the floor. That's what happens with me. I am a prime example of having fun without being able to do the mechanics, okay? I'm still having fun. You'll enjoy current content? Yeah. Floor tank confirmed. Yup. That was my FC in the new 24-man last night. Heck yeah. I'm excited. On Saturday, I'm going to be playing 7.5. But yeah, that's the main. If you are a passionate MMO player, like Final Fantasy 14 MMO player, and you're seeing people getting upset about things that are not yet confirmed, close the window. I'm so happy. I don't have the Reddit app installed on my phone, and Reddit has added on the browser on my phone, they've added a pop-up that locks you out of the site unless you install the app, and I was like, wow, this is gonna be so good for my mental health because I can scroll twice on my phone and then I'm locked out from doing anything on Reddit. This is great. Oh, Evil Lion, I see your message because PG-13 chat, unfortunately. But I'm just gonna stop. If they're gonna add another barrier for me, I'm just gonna be like, woo, look at me. Oh, mental health. That's how I quit Twitter. Yep. Hey, if they want to make it, if they want to, like, if I don't have to, it's fine to be okay with stuff. It's fantastic, though. A strange business choice. Yeah, because they want you to use their app. God. The leaps and bounds that people make with logic stuff are highly entertaining, but if you ever feel yourself starting to get, like, actually frustrated with it and you can't, like, disengage from it, just don't even bother. If you're still having fun, that's what's important. It doesn't matter if Andy Whatsits is having an aneurysm because he disagrees with his canonical interpretation of something and Yoshi P came up and said no butt sliders. Like, goodness gracious. But additional things that they are adding, which is really cool, is they want to have more, they want to give MMO players more ways to customize their identity of their character. Which I feel like, especially for something like Final Fantasy 14, where you essentially just have one character because you can jump between things, so adding additional customization for that is really cool. So they're going to add action skins so that you can change what your ability movements look like. The action skins look really, really cool. I can make the Pompadour even cooler. Yes, the customized, so they, instead of just being locked to the set color palette that you're gonna have, you'll be able to use a color picker now for skin, eyes, and hair. So you know what that means. You're gonna go into Limsa Laminsa and there are gonna be a whole bunch of Shreks because you can make yourself bright green now. Also, the armor piece toggles, very similar to like how they have in Elden Ring where you can toggle stuff off on specific pieces. The armor piece toggle is huge. Yeah, the additional customization on that. And then the update on the screens for the upgrades. They're experimenting on having a more customizable profile on that, which looked really cool. But can you remove the tail on the Miko? If they could do that, I would like that. Yeah, the gear level sync looks, yes. Gear level sync seems very nice. More customization is good. I don't know if I'll actually use it. Kumo's already perfect for me. The layering the face paints and stuff looks really cute to me. Gonna spend the whole Switch 2 stress test in that customization. Heck yeah. I do have a Switch 2, so when they do the Switch 2 playtime, I'll be like, huh. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for 30 months.
Happy 30 months. How does a pugilist open a door? With a monkey.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, the gear sync and then leaving min-maxing with the materia and such. Oh, thank goodness. No more ninja rolling savage gear away from my mains, yup. Forgot you gotta switch to for Escape from Bloodborne. I did! The only thing I'm afraid of is the accessory toggle will be like the dual channel dice. You only have current gear with that feature. Well, if the Squeenix CEO can give them more time to spend going through that, you know? Okay, continuing on. So on day two of the convention, Ben crashed the Dancing Green event. It was really funny, because there's a big dancing green on the dance floor and everything in this huge lineup, right? And so Ben was like, oh, I really want a picture with the big dancing green. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, just... all the staff that are working the event, like the security are from a third-party security company, but all the staff working the event are like Square Enix staff, like office staff. Like one of the people that was running the dancing green thing is like one of the QA people. So I was just like, I'll stand here, I'll take like video, I'll take pictures, and you just go up and you tell them that you're the voice of Dancing Green. And if they don't let you go up there, okay. If they do let you go up there, cool, you get a cool picture. So Ben went up, got his picture, and then they gave him the microphone, and he did a little like, I'm the voice of Dancing Green, and crashed it. And there was tons of applause from everybody that was there because of course they were in the lineup because they think Dancing Green is great and cool. And then we found out later that same day, Soken crashed the Dancing Green dance floor thing like 4 times. So we're like, oh, okay, I guess it's fine to crash the dance floor. He just wants to dance, as he does. Yep, as he does. I forgot. The first night we had the piano concert, which was very nice. Everybody cried during Flow. Soken came out and played the automaton for the Chuliolol daytime music. And it was really funny because Ben was like, wow, he's actually gotten better at playing that. He actually sounds relatively like he's in key for this. This is great. Such is tradition. It was great. I was very excited to be like, oh my god! He came out with the automaton! He got dragged away. It was very funny. It was very funny. It was very entertaining. Soken for president. Yup. But yeah, the day 2 one, we went around the area. We got our pictures with Grahatia. There were 2 people that were cosplaying ancient ones, the ancients, and they had stilts on, so they were the right height. It was so cool. It was so cool. So I got pictures with the tall ones, and they had Elpis flowers, and I was just like, oh my god. It was great. Oh yeah, there were Uma Musume cosplayers on day 2 as well. It was really funny. I saw a picture of them. Yeah, they were super cool. And that was also when we did the gondola. And then we saw the Primals concert. Primals concert was really cool. We were super in the back because it would have been very difficult to get up to the front, so we didn't. We were just in the back, but the Primals concert was really, 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 really cool. They had Yoshi P come out and do like death metal screams, which was really fun. During the piano concert, it was also really funny because, so Grave has been to FanFest before. It was my first FanFest. And so Grave was like, you know, for the piano concert, I just like to sit on the floor. And so we're like, oh, okay, we'll just sit on the floor. So we claimed our space for where we'd be sitting on the floor for the piano concert because we'd be able to hear it anyways. And while we're sitting there, Garrett and his wife come over and they're like, oh, hey. And so they didn't have seats either. So they came and sat on the floor with us. And then Kyle came and found us. So he came and sat on the floor with us. So we all sat on the floor for the piano concert on the first night together. It was very fun. A pile up, yeah. For the primals one though, everybody was standing. It was very cool. It was we had no idea what the set list would be, and so they played the first song, and then Soken like runs off stage, and then he runs back on stage, and he's wearing a sequin purple jacket. And that's when I started punching Ben in the arm, because we were like, oh my god, no way, no way, no way. Because we were talking about how cool it would be if they played Dancing Green's theme song, but we're like, oh, but there's like so many, like there's so many songs, there's so many like bangers from the Arcadian, like there's no, it'd be cool if that happened, but like what are they gonna sing for it, right? And then the literal second song is the Dancing Green theme song. We're just like, yes! It was really cool. Everybody had their light sticks, purple and green. They read your minds. Surely they would never. Yeah, no, Soken was like super excited. They had the frog dancers come out. We were just like, it was so cool. It was so fun. It was a great time. Right, the rhythm is great. Yeah, it was really fun. The fro frogs? They didn't have frogs. They had the frog masks and they had like the shiny clothing, and all of the people that were up there doing the dance as the frogs, those are all staff. It was very funny. Soken really likes Dancing Green. Yeah, he's a great character. Is all of Primals' staff? No? I believe so, yes. I don't know about, like, the bass guitarist and the drummer. So happy seeing Soken dressed as Dancing Green. It was so good! It was so good! Extremely unbiased opinion, yes. Dancing Green was basically the main character of FanFest. He had something everywhere. Oh, even in the dev panel when they were talking about, like, the changes for the 2-minute rotations, they used the Dancing Green minion to represent, like, boss fight activity. So it's just like, oh, Dancing Green! Hello, Northern Sales. Didn't realize he's so popular. Oh, horribly popular. So many. Bring him back, Ryder. Stop locking the fun guys into raid quests. They said they were considering doing different stuff, so we're all just like, are you guys gonna let us keep our Arcadian fighters? Please? We were discussing that we don't currently have like a himbo scion. Like, we don't have a lovable idiot scion currently. Everybody in the scions is too serious. I mean, Hoary Boulder, yeah, he's like part of the secondary crew. I don't know if he's like the shenanigans of the secondary crew are fun to observe, but I don't know if he's gonna be like. What about Astinian? See, the thing about Astinian is that he's not like he's dense, but he's not like an idiot. We were discussing who would 6'7", and the answer was just Astinian because he wouldn't know what he was doing. Yeah, like we need somebody that would 6'7" with full intent to 6'7". You know? Graha's a gremlin. Graha wasn't 6'7" though. Ida. I liked Ida. Ida was, hello, I'm Ida, I never learned to read. Like, we don't have somebody like that. Graha would 6'7" if it made the Warrior of Light happy because he's a simp, but he wouldn't do it for love of the game. Exactly. Tataru would 6'7", but now she has a successful business that she's running. I'm hearing recruit Hildebrand into the Scions. You know? Dancing Green would make the whole dance routine out of the 6'7" gesture. He would. Aw, that's too bad, Carcinogenesis. I know that he signed one of them on the stage, but that was it. They need some more comedic relief in the first string of Scions. Yeah. Would you say Thancred pre-Shadowbringers is a fool? I wouldn't say he's a fool. I would say that he's an alcoholic womanizer. Which is foolish, but I was really excited for the Evangelion raids. Not gonna lie. I saw people being like, we have other games. So I saw some arguments being like, but we have all these other Final Fantasies. Why don't the raids refer back to those? And I'm sitting here going, guys, according to their statistics, what's the average age of a Final Fantasy enjoyer? Six? Old. So, if you're trying to build hype and to get people interested in MMOs and expand the audience a bit, then having collaborations with more popular media stuff, you know, it's for the new bloods, not the old bloods. Exactly. You want to know what's for the old bloods? Kefka. Hey, the near raids got my brother to play Final Fantasy 14, which in turn brought me to 14, so it works. Exactly. That's what the thought is that they're doing. What's the average age of an Evangelion enjoyer? Well, since it's become just a marketing ploy, it's any age, because they have Evangelion stuff for babies. The Garo collab got me to play 14. Yep. I just wish the raids didn't take 2 years to get done. I'm happy for Ava fans, though. Squeenix CEO, give them more money! Ava's also a cheap date in terms of cross-promotion. It's the Snoop Dogg of anime. They don't turn down a paycheck. Yep. She replaced Yoshi P there. I'm going to. I now have a reason. If it's something that's in the game that I'm mad at, then I can yell at Yoshi P. If it's something that is requiring them to have more devs to take more activity, then Squeenix CEO. Give them budget. Give them budget. Give them budget. Give them budget. All right? There's a Garo collab? Yeah, you can get the Garo armor from PvP. You too can be the Super Sentai woman hater. Garo. I need a tally for every single time he hits a woman. Like, God, Garo is... He's so aggressive! I love Garo, but at the same time, it's like once or twice an episode. Yeah, he just slaps women, like, in which series? Garo. Fair enough, I expect Fate Stay Night raids in 9.0, though that'll be fun. Domestic violence? Yeah, that's like the subplot of Garo. Gonna be a little strange telling Ava fans that their collab is behind 1,000 hours of gameplay. No, so you don't understand. You don't understand. Okay, listen. Okay. Evangelion fans are the perfect target. Because Evangelion has a bunch of remakes, has a bunch of movies, has a bunch of alternative reality storylines that the Ava fans go follow. They're already mentally unstable. They chase. So if you tell them, oh, it's gonna be behind like 200 hours of gameplay, they go, I waited far longer for that movie. I can wait. I can go through. You know? They're the perfect target. Only 200? They're the perfect target. They made Asuka into a cat girl. Kitty Asuka, sign me up. See? All we have to do is show them Limsa Laminsa, filled with Miko Asukas and Aura Rays in their plug suits. Hook, line, sinker. Kaworu Bunny Boy. Hook, line, sinker. Do you understand? I don't know if that'll work. Oh, it will work. You're diabolical. I am a marketer, okay? I know marketing, all right? It's as shrimple as that. I know these things. Please give me a Shinji chair emote. What about us humble Misato enjoyers? I'm a Misato enjoyer. I think Misato's the best character in Evangelion. Can't confirm. I'm an Eva fan. If I hadn't already hit the end of Dawn Trail, this would drag me in. Yep. I really hope. I have a checklist of things that I would like to see in the Evangelion raids, okay? First of all, Pen Minion. Shinji chair emote. Mess up a mechanic, get eaten by the robot. And a horribly awkward elevator scene. That's my checklist. Nailed all those tropes. I want a congratulations ending. See, the thing about the congratulations ending is that the applause emote already looks like the congratulation one. Like, it already, the regular applause emote already looks like that. Just trying to think of what the, aside from plug suits, what the armor would be. Well, we could definitely get the lance. You could get your fancy spinny lance. Spacesuits. Could see us getting sets that are themed around the different Eva robots. Yep. One minute of dead silence in the elevator after a tense argument over nothing. It'll be beautiful. It'll be amazing. Can you imagine? If they gave us weapons, sure, I wish they gave us weapons. They might. They said they're planning to change things up. Let's throw Omega at whatever we fight. Have it take the G-Warrior and turn it into a 24-part Voltron. Cruel Angel's Thesis Remix Orchestrion role. They didn't give us near weapons. They said that they are experimenting with other things. Just because it hasn't happened in the past. Possibilities. Overall, I do feel that the keynote was such a big we're back moment for the community. Yeah, well, the other thing that I was really excited on is that one of the complaints, well, one of the things that people said was like, after you complete an expansion, after you complete a zone, there's no reason to go back to it. So it makes the zones and things feel more transitional rather than being part of a cohesive world. And that's something I agree with a lot. Like, you go through Heavensward and you never go back to Ishgard ever again, right? And they talked about that they are currently plotting things that are not necessarily main quest, but things that are to make you go back and have things live in the world more. Because problem solved, yes. Yeah, so that's something I'm excited to see what they do on that. Because they said it's not going to be like, not going to be like hunt trains and such. But that they want to add more living things happening, right? On my wish list for MMOs are really cool early game dungeons having a version tuned for endgame characters. Yeah. I want event fates that let you interact with the world, like riding the Ferris wheel and living a memory. Yeah! They need world content. Fates don't cut it in what is a love quest, a leave quest, you know? Not like the epilogue quest lines. Well, when you're something bigger. Yeah, something bigger than an epilogue quest line. I feel like treasure maps tie-ins and OC-style random chest spawns with zone-exclusive cosmetics may be coming to overworld maps. Yeah, probably. Maybe. Foxman Dragon, 54 months, thank you.
Foxmon 2 working on Art Lilipu 1 tail wag.
Where were we again? Ben hijacking the dancing green floor? Yeah, he did that. Oh, so while I was like waiting for Ben to come back over from that, I checked my phone because I had a message on Blue Sky. So I met up with like a variety of people, right? And one person that I knew was going to be there, and I told them that I'd be like,
playing therapist to
it would be
Shinji
lovely
or
to meet
Suker
them in
is a
person.
Fight we can't win.
True, Kensei. Also, thank you for 2 months. So, got a message on Blue Sky from Temmie. Because she was also at FanFest. Like real Temmie. Because I had messaged her, and I was like, hey, if you're there, like, I would love to, like, exchange stickers with you. And she was like, oh, okay. So, she came and found me. And she was like, oh, I didn't make any Warrior of Light specific stickers, but I have stuff for you. And I was like, stuff? So she gave me this really big, cute vinyl Temmie sticker, a pack of Tem cards, an entire Miko Tem art book with her entire, like, compilation of stuff, and then more stickers. And I was just like, a whole book, her compilation of, like, all of the doodles that she drew while she was playing 14. And she was wearing the Cassie earring IRL too. I was just like, oh my god. I only have this one tiny sticker of my Warrior of Light. So yeah, I got to meet the real Tem. I was just like, oh my god. She was super cool. Cassie earring, yep. So you're saying you have to step up your game next time? Yes, I think next time what I'll do, I have a great idea, okay? She had the real Cassie earring IRL that she was wearing. It was fantastic. What my plan is for the next FanFest is that I'm gonna get one of those mascot costumes and then, like, hire a friend to be, like, a security person. And then I will, I'll have the mascot suit as, like, a barrier so that I can socialize. You know? It must have cost like 10 Temflakes. Yeah, I know. I'll share more pictures later. All-around security, thank you, Barrett. Social defense suit, yes. Hola, hello. And then, Bochi the Rock cardboard box method, I think that's what I'll have to do in order for me to... in order for me to be able to manage. Poor Jesse Cox. That man... There was a constant line of people that wanted to meet him. It was, I did wait in line and quietly introduce myself. Oh, I have a couple funny things that happened. Oh my God, actually. So on the evening, so the people that I met, so like I was expecting to meet with Garrett and Kyle. So I met up with Garrett and Kyle. Garrett, Kyle, Cena, and I, and Jocat, and all of our plus ones, we all got ramen together and talked about things. Everybody was really excited about the changes that they made. And we were talking about things that we wish that they would do. Like, I was saying, well, Jocat was bringing up, because we have, like, the entire library in Old Charlian, and you can't pick up the books and read, and we were saying that it would be really cool if, as you go through the expansions, the lore stuff populate books in the Charlian library. That would be super duper cool. Give you a reason to go back to the Charlian library to go, like, read up on stuff. If they put the short stories that are on the website into the Charlian library, that would be sick, right? And it would give you a reason to go back to Charlian. But whatever. Jesse was talking about it on his stream, said he was unable to do anything but greet people the whole time. Yeah, he couldn't, he would just be walking and people would line up. It was crazy. We would just see, like, him and Jocat would just, essentially, they got mobbed. A library so you can reread the lore of the game? Yeah. I think that would be fantastic, and it would be a really good way to, like, keep things more, like, accessible. I know that there's menus in the game, but MMO menus are a nightmare to try to click through. Even if it's a redundancy, if there's a way that you could, like, go and read stories on stuff, you know? That would be so cool. I know, Serge. That's what I just said. I know we have the unending codex. Even if it's a redundancy, having it show up physically in the library, make the world more self-contained and alive. Yeah. It would be cooler in the library. Immersion, exactly. It's an MMO. It's a role-playing game. Sugar Bear, thanks for 24 months. Immersion stuff, you know? But yeah, we had the IWIWI meetup, and we all talked about various things. It was very fun. The excitements. Or have library have a different way of telling compared to Unending Codex? Yeah. Have the nerd city full of nerds. Exactly. Things like that, you know? Squeenix CEO, give them budget. I also met Crystal. She, on the night of it was this. Let me tell you, okay? So, at the end of the piano concert, because Ben also knows Crystal, and Ozzy is really good friends with Crystal, and so Ben was like, oh, I think that's Crystal in the cosplay over there. So we went over, and I went to quietly introduce myself after she got pictures with people, and I give her my sticker, and she literally shouts, "You're girldm!" And I'm just like, oh, quiet. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thankfully, it was while they were like, it was already the end of the concert. Most people had already left. Grave has done that once as well. Yes, Grave has done that. Crystal did it, and then she apologized immediately afterwards because she was just like, oh no. And so I got to got to talk with her. We're both friends on Discord now, so we're like chatting about that. And then the security was making sure that we were like leaving the main hall, right? Thankfully there was like no people nearby. heart rate spike? Oh, 100%. It gets worse. It gets worse. So as we leave the hall, because we're still chatting, right? Content creators, like me and Crystal were on the same PvP, like, etc. So we go out into like the hallway area. And I don't remember who said, like, there's various people like in the hall. Like, not too many people because people are leaving, right? I don't remember who it was that said, but they look over and they're like, oh, I think that's Cider. And I was like, oh, that is a fellow Lala that I have not interacted with before. So, whiskey. Cider Spider is the one that does the mad cut because small videos. I have never interacted with him, but Denmo and I killed him in PvP. While I was farming for my pants, for my glam before doing Arcadian. Denmo and I did some PvP together so that I could get the currency. And we killed him. And so I brought up, like, I was like, okay, well, my technique is if it's somebody that I don't know, but I know that they have overlaps with friends of mine, that I mentioned the friend first so I can be like, hey, we do have a connection. As you can see, I'm not just a random person, right? And so I was like, yeah, I think like Denmo and I were up against you in PvP. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. And so I pull out my Warrior of Light sticker to hand over. And then Cider Spider. Oh my God, your girl's like loud as possible. And I'm just like, shh, no, shh. Twice in a row in less than 15 minutes. Not again. FanFest savage. Yup. I had to preface when I went up to Jesse Cox. I was like, please don't don't say my name out loud. Do they not know the rules? No, of course not. Like, VTuber content creators are still fairly new-ish, quote unquote, to like the content creators scene on stuff. So things that are like known amongst VTuber fans and VTuber interactors, they know about it. But like regular content creators don't really know it so much because they don't really get to watch VTubers, really. They're all busy with their work, right? So when I met Jesse, I was like, hey, just to preface, I know this is gonna sound weird, please don't say my name out loud. And then I was like, yeah, we were both on Jocat's little game show thingy that he did. I was the other Lalafell. And then he was like, oh yeah, he's super duper nice. But God, I was dying. I was dying of, God, thank God that Ben was there. It was very nice. It was my first time going to a con where I actually had like a permanent person that was with me the entire time. Because most of the time, like, what additionally sets off my anxiety is the fact that I'm by myself, right? So there's not much that I can do. And so having a Ben there was a lot happier, you know? I was worried about fangirling when I got to meet you Saturday. Glad to know I handled it. Yeah, you handled it super great. I had Ben be bodyguard. But one of the very funny interactions that I had. So for this con, for FanFest, it was a lot more of a casual convention, I will say, compared to some other cons that I've been to. So the devs were just walking around on the floor. Koji Fox, like Mr. Prime, Yoshpi, Soken, like they were just in the general area for they had meet and greet lines for the devs there, but they were in the general area. And so it was a lot more casual of a con instead of being really formal and having people separated away. Everybody was intermingled, which was really nice. It was like the same floor for everyone. And so there were a couple of voice actors that were there. Of course, like Ben was there, and Sina was there. And while while we were like at the con, Ben was like, oh, Javier's here. And I was like, oh, who's Javier? And he's like, oh, he's the voice of Bakul Jaja. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, and I was like, oh, is he like gonna say hi? Like, I would like to say hi to Bakul Jaja's VA. For the most part, I'm usually like pretty cognitive dissonance free when I'm meeting voice actors on stuff. But let me tell you, meeting Bakul Jaja's VA. No, he's not Robin. He's not Bahatia. That took me out, okay? Because you have Bakul Jaja, the big scary guy, orphan crusher guy, intimidating. He like growls at you, insults you, all sorts of stuff. His voice actor is this tiny, flamboyant, overly excited, hyperactive man who had a Bakul Jaja heart-shaped pin and an Ita backpack that was full of like cute chibi Bakul Jaja stuff. And so, Gap Moe. He's like my height, maybe a little bit taller than me. And I was just like, I was stun-locked. The power of voice acting. I was just like, huh. Because you don't, it's really interesting, especially when you're talking to voice actors who, things don't match, right? And just some of the ways that he said some of the words, you would hear it. It was like, oh, I heard just like the tiniest hint of Bakul Jaja, but it was so funny. He was super duper sweet. He's been playing Final Fantasy 14 a bit because when he realized how much people like love the character and love the game, he was like, I think it's important that I take a look and get to experience it too. So it was just like, he's super duper sweet, very, very excitable about stuff, and apparently is really freaking good at Mahjong. Because in 14, you can play against Bakul Jaja in Mahjong. And he said that when he was recording the lines for the Mahjong gameplay part, he didn't know anything about Mahjong. And Mahjong has like Pon and Richi and like a bunch of different like phrases and stuff. So like I don't know what any of this means. So he got interested in playing Mahjong, and he's actually like really good at Mahjong. And he actually stopped at the Mahjong tables and was playing Mahjong with everybody. So I was like, oh, that's nice. That's neat. That's hilarious. Yeah, absolutely. It's like super funny. And then since he now knows about Mahjong, he was like, yeah, thinking back some of the lines, it's like, why did they make me say Pon like that? Gotta pick up lunch. Oh, have a good BRB. Still need to learn Mahjong. I installed Mahjong Soul onto my phone, and I got second place on my first ranked match. Is Ben good at Mahjong? I don't know. Ben, do you play Mahjong? I know Kai plays Mahjong. But yeah, got to meet him. And then after the Primals concert, there was a voice actress that Ben's friends with named Erica Mendez, and she voices Mablu, the Pelu Pelu girl that you trade with in Dawn Trail. And it was like end of the Primals concert, and so like my brain was just like blah, you know, and so I don't think I even introduced myself as girldm. I just said I was Luna, and I gave my sticker over, and then she followed me on Twitter, and so like I introduced myself, and I was like, oh hi, yeah, I was with Ben. She didn't find me or follow me because of Ben. It was because one of her friends that also plays 14, like she's really into Final Fantasy 14. That's me. Hi! You're here, hello! It was nice chatting with you too. No, one of her friends recognized my Lala and my name on my sticker. I was like, oh! Yeah! Oh, Spawn, thanks for gift sub to Erica. Yeah, she's another goated voice actress. The VA of Retsko from Agretzko. Yeah, I follow you because you're cool. Yippee! Gaming. Feel popular yet? I wish I would have been. I was almost at the end of the Primals, like before going to the Primals concert, I was like, guys, I think after the Primals concert, I'll make a post and I'll say that I'm passing out my stickers for people that want them, because I got tagged by some people. And then no. No. Couldn't do it. I was like, let's just go back to the motel, guys. I couldn't do it. I was so close. I was so close to being brave, and then I was like, nope. Nope. Anxiety. So weird how the 14 community is simultaneously big and small at the same time. Well, okay, you know what was really crazy? I think it was it day one? I think it was day one, yeah. So I was, while we were outside, I saw Premiere 2 walk by. For those of you that don't know, Premiere 2 was, him and Sea-Dog were both Iron Mouse's handlers for FanFest this year. But Premiere 2, Pete, yeah, he streams in Japan for the most part. And I've met him before. I met him when I was staying with Geary. And he's been playing since 1.0. So we very much had a, oh, you play? Like, he's an OG, yes he has. He hasn't played Dawn Trail. I think he said he finished Endwalker and then he hasn't been able to, yeah, Pete was there, yeah, in person. So I went and said hi. It was Connor was there too. I didn't see him. We didn't have an overlap, but yeah, me and Pete were talking. I was like explaining that I started playing about 2 years ago, and Pete's interested in starting back up again. So it was, yeah, it was really cool. And I mentioned, he was asking me if I had any upcoming Japan trips, and that if I do, to let him know because he knows good food. He's been playing since 11, yep. He was so tired, though. The jet lag. He was so tired. I did mention that we've been doing, like, that we did Eureka, and that I'm gonna go and do some more Eureka stuff. And he's like, what days are you doing Eurekas? And I was like, probably gonna be, like, on Saturdays or Fridays for Eureka runs. And he was just like, I might show up. And then I got Haka messaging me, being like, everything burns sounds sick, and I was like, yes. And I got Octavio. I was like, Octavio, you can do this now. Eureka! Yeah, I need to do more of the more bald so I can get my relic upgraded. Yeah. Eureka. Need to catch up on the Eureka things. We should have, I think next week I should be able to do some Eureka. Oh, I saw a video of him dancing. He showed me the video. He was mortified, but he was like, I didn't think it looked that bad. And then I saw the video. I've only done BA once, so stressful. We did, just before I did Arcadian, it was really funny. We had like a full instance. It was amazing. The first 3, it took us two weekend attempts of doing, yeah, it was 5 attempts before we actually cleared it. I still have my notes on what I need to combine with the Logos machine in order to get my my actions, and I still have my drawings of, I'll take a picture for y'all and post it of what my note sheet says for the mechanics for fighting Ozma. How blind were you guys for it? Oh, I was 100% blind. I was 100% blind, and then after attempting a couple of times, I had Grave explain. But we do have apparently infamous members that follow around in the parade in my community who, while I was playing, I'm looking at the chat and seeing people being like, oh my god, you have this person? Oh my god, it's this person. I'm sitting here being like, you didn't tell me you were famous. Like, apparently, like, the COVID Eureka Q squad are members of my community that follow us around. Cuttlefish. It was like a royalty reclaiming their crowns moment as they made a Discord and coached everybody through on how to do this while I'm being dummy streamer out here being like, I'm gonna hit the floor. Return of the Kings, for real. I was just like, wait, what? It was great. What did you think of the Evercold trailer? How are you feeling about going into an expansion where you're going to be on even footing, if not further along than many of us? That's crazy. I was like, this is going to be my first current 14 content, like, patch. Well, not patch, expansion. I'm excited for it. Hope the festival was fun. It was very fun. It was great. I bought some stuff in the merch hall. I bought the Horsefant pendant, and then I tried wearing it not yesterday, day before yesterday. I tried wearing it the day before yesterday and discovered, yes, indeed, the chain is made of metal that is going to give me an allergic reaction. So I need to invest in a fancy chain. There's a new Sprout target in sight recently. Oh yeah, new Sprout targets. So Gerard's continuing through. Octavio reinstalled. Aqua reinstalled. Strippin I messaged after I saw that he got intimidated by logging in and seeing all this stuff ahead. Rama resubbed. I thought Aqua was brand new. Aqua played before, but their account was on PlayStation 4 and they no longer have access to it. Hi, Anarchy! Yeah, Aqua used to play, but no longer has access, so Aqua's gonna have to restart. Did Anarchy install? Anarchy, did you see the Love in Deep Space stick figure? I'm simply grateful to have access to Shadowbringers now. Yeah, that's very exciting with the free trial to go there. Yes, yippee! I'm sorry, what? Okay. What is happening? Okay, slight tangent on top of the other tangents, okay? So, Bozja will be popping. I need to go back to Bozja because I want that freak bike. So, Love in Deep Space, when they have a new banner that comes out, they typically upload a trailer about what's going to happen on the cards. Okay? Due to censorship law and demonetization and such, Love in Deep Space's most recent banner, they could not make the trailers with the actual in-game footage because it's too spicy with the audio. So the official social medias made these beautiful stick figure animation previews. Are they worse than the Valentine stuff? Yes. Spicy chat at softcore. It's audio. They can't show. It's a Chinese game, so there's no visual stuff The best that they've got is that the outfits that you can get for the guys are pretty much just like Coachella chains on them, and there's bite marks and hickeys. And the card is likely going to feature the guys talking very breathily and quietly while breathing, and the girl's gonna be fully clothed. But the preview trailers are so funny. Breathing breathily, is it something worth showing on stream? I'm not gonna show it on stream. I did post it in the Discord, and then I didn't realize that the audio was not mute for those trailers. You sent that to a lot of friends? I did. Necrolina, thank you for the raid, welcome. Welcome, we got you a bone as a present. Oh, thanks. I'm catching up, everybody. I went to FanFest, and I got back last night, so. Not for DM, then? Hell for me. Yeah, I'm not gonna, if I'm gonna get that card, I'm gonna need to play it without headphones on, so I don't hear breathing in my ears. Hate that. But yeah, got to meet up with a bunch of people at FanFest, and got to see a bunch of people that were cosplaying that were really cool. And I'm excited for the game stuff, the updates that are coming. 7.5 dropped yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So on Saturday, I'm gonna start playing through that. So everybody has a chance to get ahead of me still. I'm excited to see how much space I have in my inventory now that the dyes have been condensed into the different types instead of individual ones. I have been trying to message as many people as possible that might be interested in playing Final Fantasy XIV to convince them to get into it and catch up before the expansion comes out. So much more room for fish, yeah. You need to visit a salvager first for the dyes. Okay, well, we'll be doing that on Saturday. You mean kidnap? I did tell Haka about Everything Burns, and then he sent me the song and went, yo, this is sick. And I was like, yeah, get caught up, dude. Is 8 months enough time to catch up before the expansion? It took me 2 years. He needs to make everything birds? Yeah. If you aren't DM, you can catch up in about a month. Thank you, Neo. 2 years, but only on Saturdays and occasionally other days of the week. Yes. It's more than enough time if you're playing a little more frequently than DM was, yeah. How long did it take Sad to catch up? It's a pretty good song, not gonna lie. Yep. You were streaming and reading everything out loud. I was. 4 weeks. Sad's been playing basically nonstop. True. If you're fast enough, you can do all of A Realm Reborn in less than a day. I think Cena did that on her subathon. She sped run A Realm Reborn. I did that on an alt. Nice, Pyro. It wasn't fun, but I did get through it. Nice. It took me playing fairly consistently for about 8 months to be almost done with Dawn Trail. Okay. Yeah, that's with me, like, reading everything out a whole bunch, you know? I wish I could get my best friend into it. He kind of is mad because he can't play free-to-play because he bought a collector's edition back when the free trial was not a thing. Well, could always just say, heck the collector's edition. Sunk cost fallacy, you could always do that. But yes, so the following day, if you do that, you lose your characters. Sunk cost fallacy. Like, if you want to play it, but you don't want to pay money, then okay, old characters go die. Or they could free trial, then skip ahead with the paid account. Yeah, exactly. And you could just make a new account. If you have a collector's edition that you got before... Collector's edition should be better than a new free account. That makes no sense. No, Nico, it was like old collector's edition prior to them having free trial. So that means that if you are holding on to that collector's edition one, that has to be more than 10 years old at this point. Sounds like a support issue, to be honest. It's not a support issue, it's simply like the agreement on it is once you have your free account and you pay for it, you now have to use it paid. Backwards compatibility 404. I want to say before, I want to say 2021, we had a 30-day free trial that would end after you beat Titan. Yikes. All the collector's items are now included in the free trial. Okay. Like what, Matt? Wait, is Matt telling tales? Am I getting one guide by Matt again? Matt tells lies. It's his job to one guy you. Aha. I didn't mean current collectors. Might want to talk. Yeah, you could try talking to support. Their support takes a really long time to reply though, so I don't know if that would work out. Trying to convince roommates and partners to either grab the trial or run MSQ on mic. I mean, definitely get their own. Yeah, true. Focus DM, this is your year to rage bait. That is correct. True. Okay, so after FanFest was done and we ate our food and we had it was fun. I wish it would have been 3 days, but I don't think they had enough going on for it to be 3 days. My main critique on FanFest is the merch lineup. They gotta find a better way to do that. And better ways to get people able to line up for merch. And then the activities for the stickers and such, they need to add more stuff or have some more interesting things for it. The actual purchase setup and like getting your merch was really neat. But yeah, like a third day would have been more time to do floor events and merch lines, to be honest. Yeah, well, they kind of already had that on Thursday, because you could go to the merch line on Thursday. Should have had merch reservations scheduled the week before. Yeah. I think that would have probably been good, but the app didn't become, like, available / live until just before. It was really interesting for the dev system and everything. There was a reservation for merch, right? Yes, but there were technical issues with it. They also need a system that prevents people from going to the merch shop more than once. Yeah. A fishing minigame where you get a woodblock print sticker would be amazing. Yeah. Were people scalping stuff? They couldn't really. A lot of stuff was capped at max 2 of them per purchase. Except for the blind boxes where you could buy one of, like, I think that was capped at 5. But yeah, it would have been nice if they had some additional things that didn't need too much input. But overall, it wasn't bad, I would say. Like, the most egregious lineups, of course, were the Dancing Green, Ride the Rhythm minigame, and then the Grahatia Gondola. I will say some of the floor events were cooler in previous years, like there were event battles that you could play at the con, but with as many attendees as there are now, I understand why they didn't have those anymore. Yeah, I mean, so since I've been to BlizzCon at that same location, one of the things that BlizzCon has is that they do have a LAN pit set up. Did you get to do all the minigames, or did you wind up skipping some of them? I only did the Grahatia Gondola photo. The events this year were 10,000 times better than the 2023 FanFest, just the lines were shorter because the 2023 events were worse. Fair. Crystal Conflict thing with the rolling dice was actually fun, except because people were popping the dice because they were the inflatable types of dice. They were having delays with that. No, Matt, you said the collector's items were included. Would have been for what? Stormblood? No, Matt, they had like exclusive mounts and minions and stuff. Those were not included. My partner did the weird catch the sticks thing that was very difficult. That is a regular like carnival game. I worded it poorly. Exactly. That is why we were like, wait a minute, Matt. Couldn't get any merch due to scalpers. I think the temperatures were probably better. The food options, while it was expensive, it wasn't as bad or egregious as I've seen at other locations, so that's not that bad at least. You could bring empty water bottles in. You couldn't bring any outside drinks. And of course, since it's like right near Disney, there's a lot of options for food nearby that are at a variety of price points, which is also good. Anyways, the following day, we went to the Requiem Cafe. So for those of you that don't know, Requiem Cafe is a fantasy theme cafe, and they had an official Final Fantasy XIV collab. So if you remember me saying, gee, I wish they would have had cardboard standees of all the Scions at FanFest, those cardboard standees were at Requiem Cafe. They had all of the Scions. It was really cool. They had themed drinks. I had a Zodiac themed drink and ate some of Ben's Quemen bar, which was a lemon bar that was Chocobo themed. The cafe was really cute. A bunch of different themed drinks. They had merch. I bought a Laporit click pen with their exclusive merch that they had on it. Lemon bar was dense. I'm used to that kind of. That's what I thought of when they were like, "Oh, it's a lemon bar." I was like, "Okay, cool, it's a lemon bar." So wild they got an official collab being an unofficially themed Final Fantasy cafe. I mean, hey, they got the collab. They had Homestuck stuff there. That's also where I bought. So they also have card packs. I got a Warrior of Light tea and later some Manderville Man cider. You did. They had card packs. So I bought 2 Strixhaven packs. And in one, I pulled the Elder Dragon Quandrix. And then the other one, I pulled Germination Practicum. So we walked to a park that's like relatively close to the Requiem Cafe area. It's like maybe a 10-minute walk away because Grave wanted to go see ducks. How rare are these? People want the dragons. The Elder Dragons are like highly desired. But then after I got back to Ben's, he had some Strixhaven packs and collector packs and stuff that he had on order, and they had arrived while we were at the con. So I opened a couple of the Strixhaven's ones, and I pulled the Chase Because everyone's like, dang, you've got really good luck with cards. And so I was like, I don't know if I actually do. And Ben was like, here, open these. And so I pulled the chase. I pulled Jessica's will. I was like, look, Ben. And he was like, what? But prior to that was the following day, prior to me opening Ben's packs later on. So me, Nane, Grave, and Ben, we went to medieval times. So in the morning we went to the Requiem Cafe and we hung out, and then we went to medieval times. And if you've... show of hands, how many of you have been to medieval times or know what medieval times is? Sadly, I've not been yet. It's pretty, they have one in Texas. Me at a Boy Scout trip? Me? Okay. Medieval times. How relevant is it these days? Can't imagine it is. Homestuck is always relevant. It lurks beneath the surface. So, medieval times is a dinner entertainment chain. Which is themed after the medieval times. So when you get your ticket, you are given a crown. There's jousting, there's sword fighting, there's power stancing, there's crossbows, there's horse performances. If you don't like utensils, boy, are you in luck. Yes. So pretty much, the theming of it is that you are a noble, but you're like barely a noble, okay? You're barely a noble, and you are seated around this arena, and you get served your food while you witness the medieval tournament, because there's a king and a queen, and they have their commander guy who, this guy was really cool. He reminded me of the blood cult grandpa from the Elden Ring DLC. And you have like chalices and mugs and all sorts of things. And so when you sit down, you are given a pewter plate with a pewter bowl that has like a handle attached to it, and they serve you tomato bisque soup. And you pick up the bowl from that little handle thingy and you drink your soup out of the bowl. And then, so I had the the vegetarian option, and so did Nane. So instead of getting garlic bread, we had hummus and veg. And then for our dinner, so for the standard medieval times dinner, you get half of a roasted chicken, a cut of sweet buttered corn, and a slab of herb baked potato. And no utensils. If you get the vegetarian option, you are given a small cauldron full of slop. And Nane's been to medieval times before, so she was like, oh, vegetarian option, we get slop. And I was like, what do you mean we get slop? No, it is a cauldron of slop. It is a bean, rice, and barley stew with chunks of potato in it. Is it good slop? It was good. It was actually pretty good. It does have a little spoon. It does have we got little plastic spoons for the vegetarian ones, which unfortunately put Ben into a false sense of security, because as they give him his half of a chicken and his corn cob and his potato, he looks around eagerly searching for his utensils. Just drink it from the bowl. Unfortunately, because it had big chunks of potato, it wasn't actually very drinkable from the bowl. And Ben was like... I was like, no, Ben, it's medieval times. He's like, yeah, but aren't we supposed to be nobles? And I was like, not that noble. So Unga Bunga, yep. So Grave doesn't like touching the food with her hands either. Ben went ahead and dutifully was like eating his food with his hands while I was enjoying my slop. No utensils for Ben. Grave put her hands behind her back and went face first into her food. So she was eating like a T-Rex, yes. So she had her half of a bird, and we just kept looking over off to the side because she would put her head down, and then she'd be like shaking her head with like the wing in her mouth, trying to get it to separate from the rest of the body. Did you see that the dev team acknowledged my work made me able to do wing clunks easier? No, I didn't see that, Ruby. That is how Grave ate it, and then she also got herself a take-home container for the rest of her food because she wanted to be able to finish eating her food without using her hands. So, was she making little dinosaur noises? She was. There was a group of like elementary school girls in front of us, by the way, that screamed themselves hoarse. Not like the horses that they ride in medieval times, but like horses and like they couldn't scream anymore. Because we were in the section for the red and yellow night. They were a Girl Scout troop. I don't know if they were they a full troop? Because only one girl had her vest on. Anytime our night was mentioned, just for you, thank you, Ruby. Anytime our night was mentioned, they lost it. They McFrickin' lost it. They sounded like they were on a roller coaster fighting for their lives every single time our night was in front of us. That's the best way to do it, pure enthusiasm. They want to be noticed by their Oshi. To be fair, the red and yellow knight is like the roguish knight. He's known for his abilities of deception. But pretty much the way that it works is that they have like horse performances, and it's you have a king and a queen, and they're just like talking about stuff, and each of the knights that's competing is from a different kingdom. Our knight was very handsome, yes. The green knight, though, was... Everybody was, oh my god, the Green Knight section were screaming. He still lost, though. Get wrecked, idiot. So they usually have one of the knights is from, like, a faction that is unhappy, trying to overthrow. There's a rogue in their midst. Did your knight win? No, he fell, unfortunately, in battle. He fell to the stupid hat guy. There's always a spy. We got the evil knight, and he did not win this time. It's always rigged, but they have like games, so they do have jousting. The jousting is really fun to watch. I don't know how many lances they go through because those things like barely any force and those things explode. But they do joust, and they usually do 2 passes of the joust, and then one person quote unquote loses and like falls off of the horse, and then they have to finish the combat on foot. But the traitor, the dastardly traitor, when he was told to get off of his horse to finish the combat on foot, stayed on his horse. And he had a flail. And just attacked the guy that he had already, the cheater, yeah, I know, he was threatening to kill. And even the king was like, no killing. Dishonorable. Knights Cavalry, for real. And, most unfair matchup ever. Yeah, then he did get knocked off of his horse by the Brave Knight. What WWE jousting did I join in on? Medieval times. Medieval times. To the credit of, at least what we could see with the horses, at least for the one that's in California, they did switch out the horses very regularly. Lances are supposed to explode because that's the safer option for the mounted horsemen. Yes, Matt, but these were like, if you sneeze on them, they explode. But yeah, they had fighting. When they were doing the combat on the ground, they had metal weapons, and every single time that the weapons hit each other, sparks flew. It was very entertaining. One of the evil knight, the blue knight was the evil knight this time, jumped over one of the sword slashes at one point. They had two of the guys power stance, so they both had swords in each hand and they fought each other. Yeah, it was very fun to watch. Lots of shouting. Yep. They had their stances on. You could tell, like, after each knight that was successful had their own very specific way that they did their bow to the king and the queen. The red and yellow knight was very smooth. He did his final blow, and as the other knight fell to the ground, he immediately, flawlessly, extremely smoothly went into his salute and kneel. It was, we were just like, oh, red and yellow knight, good job. But yeah, the yellow knight won, and he was the only knight. It wasn't even a hat. He had the coif up for his chainmail. Dumb hat, man. Stupid hat. All the other guys, like the green knight, had hair that was as long as mine. And we were like, dang, no wonder that section is like screaming for him. He had a really cool helmet too. His helmet had antlers on it. Like real antlers attached. But they took off the antlers for the jousting part because you can't do that. Like the yellow knight had like devil horns. It was really interesting. On a scale of 1 to 10, how dumb hat? Extremely dumb. Stupid hat. Any other knight if he would have won. But yeah, our knight was handsome. It was neat watching. It was interesting watching like the horses. What hat was it? It was his coif. It was the chainmail hood. Was there a DPS in the knights? I think there was. Y'all took a picture with him after? Yeah, we have a picture with our knight. We took a picture with him. And then the following day, I bought a crossbow. And there was a underpriced... No helmet over the coif. He wore the helmet over the coif when there was, like, jousting time, but when they were doing the trial by combat, they had no helmets on. Yeah, I bought a crossbow, and then I also, while we were walking around, we went to a card shop that advertised all Pokemon. I'll see you later, Lucky! Advertised a bunch of, Pokemon cards on the outside, but I was like, Ben, do you think they have magic in there? And he's like, I think I see some magic. So we go in there, and they had one play booster box for the Final Fantasy set. And it was below price for what I saw for other companies with it. So I bought it, and I pulled a Buster Sword. I got, of the mythics I got Yuna, I got Terra, I got Emmett Selk, I got a Buster Sword, I got 2 Xenos, amazing pulls. Yeah, I was like just pulling through the cards. I was like, what is this luck? I had such good card luck. Emmett Selk's VA also voices in Warframe. Oh, I'm aware. Rebecca of Warframe enjoys Emmett Selk a lot. Yeah, I got a foil alt art Xenos, so I was just like, oh. Wrath in shambles. Well, it was hilarious because I posted the Strixhaven mythics, the two that I pulled, and then the quote tweet saying that I pulled Jessica's Will for Ben, which is the chase. And Wrath commented being like, I hate you. And I was like, you're about to hate me more because I had just opened all of the Final Fantasy cards. And Wrath was like, you are my enemy. And I told Wrath, I was like, you could just, are you serious? Oh yeah, is Xenos VA also in Warframe? That'll be fun. Maybe I should play more Warframe. But yeah, and then yesterday we went to Kinokuniya. Oh, I need to show you guys the crossbow. I just kind of glazed over my crossbow purchase. So you might be wondering, Girl DM, why did you buy a crossbow? Okay, well, I was on the hunt to buy some hand sanitizer. Which I think is a completely normal set of events. So yeah, went to the store to buy hand sanitizer because there is, yeah, the classic hand sanitizer is a crossbow pipeline. Exactly. There's this really nice brand of hand sanitizer that I like. This smells really nice. And I only have one because it's a US company, and if I wanted to get it to Canada, I would have to order like $200 worth of hand sanitizer in order for it to make sense. As someone who is playing the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour this weekend, please send me some of that card luck. I send it to you, Wolfgang Cloud, and your $5 super chat, I send it to you. So, I wanted this hand sanitizer, and found a shop that has the hand sanitizer, and as we went into there, right across from the hand sanitizer, they had crossbows. So I bought a crossbow. Are those legal in Canada? So this is it's a tiny crossbow. Look at it. Look at it. It's made of metal. It's full metal. It's a full metal crossbow. And it came with the toothpicks already. And when I shoot the crossbow into the little foam target, when I shoot the bolts, the little toothpicks, they actually go pretty far in. That's like half an inch. Oh, those are toothpicks. Oh, it's tiny. It's tiny. Yeah, those are toothpicks. It's a toothpick crossbow. That could take an eye out, yeah. Mine is metal and plastic, but it's bigger. The whole thing's metal. Yeah, the whole entire thing is metal. Except for, I think the front of it is not. I think that might be plastic, might be metal. I don't remember. But they're cute. At least there's no fletching on it, so the aim isn't as good. At close range, the aim doesn't matter. Those are toothpicks. Isn't it cute? Are those heavy enough to fly straight? No, but I'm an ally, so it's okay. Tiny crossbow. Tiny crossbow. Yeah, so I bought a tiny crossbow. Not gonna lie, when you were saying you got a crossbow and we're talking about medieval times, I thought you got a full-size replica model. No, I just got a tiny one. How much did that cost you? I didn't pay attention to cost because I just want a tiny crossbow. I spit out my drink of that. Oh no! Tiny crossbow. It's cute. It's cute. And I also got my hand sanitizer and a refill for the hand sanitizer, so I was really excited for that. Sometimes you just need a tiny crossbow, and that's okay, right? Little itty bitty crossbow. And I can take pictures of Whiskey laying down with the crossbow in his paws, and it would be really cute. No, but I'm an ally, dang it. Teehee. Let's see. And then because Ben was dropping me off at the airport, we went to Santa Monica, which has this interesting boardwalk, but we've already been to that boardwalk. So we got lunch with friends, and I got to meet Alpha's tiny 4-month-old puppy named Hash. And Alpha told me that if I could take one of Hash's paws home with me, because Hash already has 3 other paws, so Hash doesn't need those. Hash, yeah. Hash has little boba eyeballs. Tiny, tiny, cute dog. Itty bitty. So tiny. So cute. I got to hold Hash as well. You see a little brown dog too? Yeah, he's a little dachshund. A little tiny dachshund. It was fun. Got to meet up with friends and such. Hash was so cute. Oh my god. Oh, so cute. So floppy, so soft. Scale of 1 to 10, which is better, Xenos or Saffron? Xenos, 100%. Glad you had fun? Yeah, it was very fun. I got home late last night. Immediately, like, laid down. I've heard mixed opinions on FanFest announcements. I've seen a lot of people overreacting to information that they have no context on or additional information on to justify a reaction that extreme.
Hi, Whiskey. Hi.
Good job, buddy. And then I picked up Whiskey this morning before stream because I panicked because I didn't think that he had so the internet, yeah, the internet. I panicked because I thought that I was supposed to pick him up yesterday. And I was like, no! But yeah, it was fine. I'm happy I got a dream item out of nowhere from Mouse's performance of Return to Oblivion. Nice. On the other side of massive reactions on little information, though, overwhelming support on the concept art of the cat dudes. Oh my god, they're so cute. They're so cute. I mean, it's literally the first round of FanFest announcements. Stuff will be filled out more for the EU and JP FanFest has basically been since FanFest became a thing. Yes, Studio Myrmidon, but where's the fun in having a rational reaction after you get all of the information of what's coming up? Yeah, but there's a lot of exciting things. I'm excited for Evercold. It seems really interesting. I'm sure the hotel people would pay for an extra day with Whiskey. So they told me that he's, oh my god, the hotel people love him. They love him so much. They were so excited. I'm gonna have to, because it's gonna release in January. So now I'm like making sure that I just have everything set up for January. They want to kidnap Whiskey. Who wouldn't love Wiki? I know. Whiskey Whiskers. Oh, you're licking your butt. Oh, that's it. Oh, yep. We love Whiskey. Whiskey Whiskers. I want to plush the new cat people. They're so cute. Oh my god. When the concept art went up, I was like, oh my god, that's my cat. Not sure about the name, but most of the other stuff I think are good changes. You know what they should have called it? They should have called it Everwinter. Because we need more convoluted naming conventions that have the same letters. Because we have Stormblood and Shadowbringers. And we have Endwalker. So why don't we have Everwinter, you see? Because then we could have SBSB, and we could have EWEW. See? We gotta confuse them. That's something to actually complain about. They learned their mistake, yeah. It was also very funny, learning about the lyric creation. I will show you the, an actual screen from the presentation if you thought this was a meme. If you thought this was a meme from the presentation, it was not. Okay. So, they were talking about, one of the presentations Koji Fox did was talking about the lyrics and doing research for the songs. Because for those of you that don't know too much on 14, Final Fantasy 14 has really good music. And the lyrics for the songs tie into what's happening in the game. And things that are in the game and making references to it. So, in the Arcadian, there is a boss fight that has a lot of imagery. And they need to make sure what they're doing their research, all right? So this is an actual screenshot from the lyrics panel. If you saw this floating around, this was not a meme. This is an actual screenshot. This was actually... You're lying. I am not. I am not lying. This was actually on the screen. He was talking about Wikipedia. I wasn't ready for that. That looks real. It's real. And Koji said people in the office would walk by and shake their heads. Yup. Yup. This was his research. This is a panel they had to live censor more. Yes. Yes. From tacos to tenders? Yes. Because, there's misheard lyrics for Final Fantasy 14, so like the big fat tacos. And then there's one with chicken tenders as well. They talked about like the misheard lyrics parts. But he was talking about the research that was involved in making the songs in the Arcadian. And one of the bosses you fight is Vamp Fatale. And her imagery is all... Here you go. Here's from the actual panel. So you can see this is the actual panel with the slide there. I think the other really funny thing was during the QA panel, Yoshi P saying the word butt slider. That was hilarious. Koji knew nothing about the scene, so he went right to Wikipedia to research it to drum up fitting lyrics. Exactly, because they wanted everything needed to be proper, you know? But do you want a butt slider? When they were talking about the changes to the improvements that they were going to make to character customization, upcoming in 8.0, like the color changing and the face paint layering that they're going to add and like the job actions and such and the clothing and such, Nane typed in the group chat in all caps, but what about my BBL? And then a minute later, Yoshi P said no butt slider. Sounds like her, yep. And the reason why they said no butt slider is because it would result in a bunch of clipping issues. Same with why you can't have really, really long hair. That's why Xenos got brought up. Because he was like, well, we can't do the butt slider, we can't do really, really long hair on your characters because of the clipping issues. And everyone went, but Xenos did it. I think Koji even said butt slider maybe during this discussion. He did. He did. That's why Yoshi P was like, no butt slider. Mr. Wideload himself, everyone said Xenos did it! And Yoshi P was just like, oh god. Xenos was the Venn diagram of long hair and butt slider. Yup. It was very entertaining. It was really fun just seeing the devs talking about the game though. Because, like, we've, on my channel, especially when I've done like reacts to new games coming out and they have like interviews with the devs and such, sometimes you can tell that the devs are just trying to explain a mechanic or explain an update that they're wanting to do. And then you can also tell the ones that are really, really excited about the game, right? So the main thing with the entire theme, the entire weekend, the entire time anything was being talked about for Final Fantasy XIV, any changes they were making, anything that they were doing, anything that they had their hands in, all of the staff involved were so excited about it. They were so passionate about it. Anytime they were talking about a feature they were working on, some changes they wanted to do, something new they wanted to do, it was actual enthusiasm, which was really refreshing to see. I really like the interpreter they had for Yoshi P on his panel. I find sometimes translators can be a bit dry, but her energy and her tone match that of Yoshi P. Yeah, exactly. That's their in-house translator, right? Hi, Aru. Shout out the staff. That's awesome. Yeah, they were so excited and passionate for everything. So that's a good sign. Especially since they play it as well. When they were doing in the dev panel, when they were doing the demos of the evolved combat and everything, they had Yoshi P on his PC version, and then the other, I think it was Mr. Prime, playing with a controller because that's the way that they both like to play, and that's the way they both want to do the content. And it was really funny watching Yoshi P just like spamming buttons in the corner because he wanted to do stuff. He wanted to play. It was really awesome. It was nice. Yeah, Dawn Hater, that's accurate. So yeah, there were a bunch of people that were excited, and I think that's important. Especially when you have a game that's been going for as long as 14 has, when the devs continue to like their own game. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, you know? I remember reading before that they had to change their test team for Savage and Ultimate content because the group they used started to get so good that the things that they were making kept getting too challenging. That sounds accurate. Love when the game's like, when the devs like their own game, it feels authentic. Yeah. Has girl ever tried voice acting? In the barest sense of voice acting, yes. I narrated my commercial for the knife. If you go onto the shorts, that I had multiple people tell me I sounded cool, so I was like, okay, that's good, because I listened to that and I was like, yikes, cringe. That's VA work, DM. I also, Clamare, I'm one of the, I've done 2 stories in Clamare so far. You did the call center in that one horror thing? I have the old knife. Is the new one really that much better? The main thing with the new knife is that the build on it will be more durable. Because there was some headache in the production of the V1 knife, specifically with the handle, that the V2 makes it so that the handle is more robust. If you have no issues with the handle of your knife and you've had no problems with that, if you have had problems, you can contact vtuber and get a replacement knife for free. It's weird hearing you do the villain voice while knowing your personality is a silly little gremlin. Teehee. Curious, is the shorts 3D model DM controlled by you or just rigged movements? Love the knife short, by the way. That is rigged movement. So, Tim, vtuber Tim, has been handling the marketing for that. I provided with my 3D model, which is made by Artgun, but the animation and everything for that, I don't have a mocap studio, so I can't do stuff like that. But yeah, Tim did it. Tim had a 3D animator do it. I will say though, so at Ben's they have a recording booth. There's a fancy audio recording booth. If you've seen, Cotton has the same type of one. So if you've seen on her socials, she's post pictures of her recording booth before. But voice actors constantly have to do auditions for stuff. So even if you're an established voice actor, there's like, Ben was like, I've got 3 things I need to audition for tonight. And I was like, okay, have fun. I'm gonna read on my phone, you know? You know how when you're in one room and you can hear somebody having a conversation in another room? It's kind of like that, but if I'm listening to Ben audition, it sounds like somebody has the TV on in another room. There's such a difference between like hearing people talk and then him recording for something, and I'm just like, oh, did somebody leave like the TV on? I didn't think the TV was on in like in the living room. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, Ben's recording for audition. Is it hard to find gigs these days for VAs? I don't think it's, I wouldn't say like hard per se. I would say that they're all constantly getting roles. You have to constantly try out for roles. But a lot of people don't get the roles. Ben is just like party finder auto queue for doing auditions. What do I think of Xenos' VA? He's fine. Ben be good at his job? Yep. I don't know, I've been to a few streams. I think Villainous is the real DM. Hard is relative, yeah. Does Ben do cameo yet? We were talking about that. It's honestly like 30 people per audition, only one person can make it. And even then, more than that. There's an indie animator that posts an open audition call, and they actually had to close the auditions like 2 days earlier than they expected because they literally got hundreds of auditions. Wish Ben good luck? He doesn't need good luck. He's good at his job. Wish upon Ben people that are casting that know what they're doing. That's what it is. If Ben went on Cameo, half the community would end up paying him just to make messages for you. Don't do that. Please don't. If Ben went on Cameo and I just continued to get messages, they're just like, here DM, we have a cameo from Ben. And I'm just like, Or you wouldn't even say from Ben. It would just be like, here's a cameo. And I'd just be like, guys, if it's my boyfriend again, I'm going to... We shall wish for competence, yes. A good wish, yes. That would be an epic crash out, though. God, me just screaming, it's my birthday! Stop! It would, I know it'd be funny at my expense. I am well aware. If Ben starts a cameo, I can't stop y'all from commissioning him to say cameo lines for. I'm gonna get like 5 cameos and people are just gonna be like, here Ben, can you read this Wikipedia article off? My favorite Final Fantasy character. Hi, Joel. I'm gonna out Joel on something right now. So Joel, oh, Mango! Hello! I'm gonna out Joel on something right now. So, Joel just had his YouTube debut. Round of applause for Joel joining the VTubers that are doing Twitch and YouTube. I hope you had a good stream, Mango. Round of applause. So, I knew that Joel was having it. Joel had sent me some messages asking some questions on waiting room stuff, okay? I'm in the car. I'm in the car and I get a message on Discord from Joel. From The Last of Us? No, Porcelain Mate. Porcelain Mate Joel. And he asks, how do you do a redirect? A redirect on YouTube is a raid. So for the most part, YouTube makes it a little bit difficult to raid out when you're ending your stream. You have to do a specific setting instead of just typing in the chat to send a raid off. So he messages me. How do you do a redirect? And I'm sitting here being like, I send the message how to do a redirect. What's this redirect? It's a raid. It's a raid, like a Twitch raid. I open up his YouTube and he's in the middle of his debut. I was like, ah, yes, tech support, mid-debut. What? You were live. It said you were live when you were asking me how to do your redirect. It was very cute. I felt very needed with my expertise. And then Joel very happily was like, I did it! I did not even redirect. You didn't? Wait, you said you did it though. What the? Oop. I was like trying to figure out how to let people redirect to me. Oh, okay, that's a setting that you have to do on the back end before you actually go live. There's a setting that you can toggle that allows anybody to raid into you or anybody that follows you to raid into you, and I recommend the follows you one because otherwise you get like random ones that are like, buy coin. Oh, Mango rated? Yeah, Mango rated. YouTube has 569 steps before you can do a normal Twitch stream. Correct. Forces you to not be spontaneous. I've complained about it before. So Joel, when are you gonna play Final Fantasy XIV? The hit MMORPG that's free to play up to level 80 now. I did and I hated it. I'm sorry. I played up to level 60. Unfortunately, it doesn't start getting good until 10 levels after that. And I could not like it for so many reasons. Yeah, it's, 60's end of Heavensward. Yeah. It doesn't get good until start of 70. I tried to sit down and immerse myself too. Like I read every dialogue. Oh, that is where you. That is where you hecked up. I enjoyed Heavensward because I latched on to one of the characters that I enjoyed. Every NPC or the story related ones? If it's every NPC, oh no. Every NPC? Oh no, Joel! I talked to everyone in every town! Oh no! No wonder you hated it. I tried to do every side quest too I got. No. Well, I hated everything else about the game, so I was like, let me focus on world and story and maybe I'll get into it. Oh, no! Joel was going for that hardcore deep immersion? Okay. Like, okay, you said you got to level 60. Did you complete the story up to the end there? I don't know. Oh, God. Did you get to the dragons? Did you get to the snowy dragons, Joel? Do you remember snow? Can you imagine doing every single quest in A Realm Reborn on your very first playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV? I remember snow and a border guard. Oh my God, I don't think you left 14. I don't think you left A Realm Reborn, I mean. There was like a small snow town and a guard town. Did you kill the Pope? Oh my God. Do you remember seeing the Pope? Joel, was there a tower with multiple dragons? Did you go to a floating cyberpunk hellscape of islands that are like covered in random technology? I remember there being a weird shift in setting. Okay. Okay, he might have gotten with like cyberpunk. Okay, that means you did get to Az's Law. Okay, so you probably... Oh, no. Or Crystal Tower. Oh shoot, it could have been Crystal Tower. I think he meant Praetorium. Oh God, it could have been Prey. Shoot! It could have been Prey. It could have been Prey. Okay, so... Joel. The way with MMOs... VTubers asked me to play. I played solo to see if the game would draw me in, man. if you Joel, if you ever would like to give it a second try, I swear to you, I will play with you. If you ever have an inkling of wanting to go back and having questions on lore and stuff, I will sit in call with you and explain what's going on. And help you through the really god-awful, terrible part of the story, which is the beginning, unfortunately.
Hellos.
I've played a ton of MMOs, and my time was a little critical of 14 because it's so different. Oh, no, me too. Me too. My entire 14 A Realm Reborn playthrough is me just crapping on the game every step. It's me being like, this is so stupid. Why are they this stupid? Why is every character that I'm interacting with this idiotic? Why do I keep having to go back and forth and doing this? This is so dumb. Why is this person in power? Why did they give a freaking 14-year-old Redditor money to have a private army? This is so stupid. Maulding every stream. I was. No, Joel, I 100% agree. And I'm still saying this. I didn't warm up to the game till halfway through Heavensward, yeah. Customization made me feel like the same face with everyone else. They are improving the customization a lot, Joel. That's coming up. Yeah. I can try it again when I get time. Okay. Okay. I've been taking Gerard through because Gerard also has experience with MMOs and got fatigued on it. Yeah, Joel, the gameplay gets a lot better farther in. Unfortunately, that 14's greatest barrier to people having fun and enjoying the game is the beginning of Final Fantasy XIV. That's the main. It is such a pain. It's such a pain. I hate it. I wish that they would go back and like rework stuff or give an option for you to just get lore dumped on instead. I say add a story summary button and the community wants me flayed at the stake. I know. I used to seek out MMOs for like the escapism of it and immerse myself in characters, but a lot of MMO stories were bad, so I tried this one for it. So Joel, the story does get really, 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 really good. But not until you get out of the bad story dungeon where it's just the most, oh my god, everybody's an idiot and I have a mouth but I cannot scream because I'm stuck with the options that they give me for dialogue choices. The other thing to keep in mind with MMOs that have been going for a longer period of time is that the side quests are for you to go back to once you've completed the main stuff and you want to do more things. That's what the side ones and all of the NPCs are for. Getting that additional like stuff is after you've gotten through that zone and you don't have additional stuff that you can do anymore, then it's a good idea to go back and do. But how do I level quicker? If you follow the main story, you will be... You're stuck following what the main story is sticking you at anyways. Yep, MSQ and then roulettes. I think there was one point where I was one level below. Not quite true since they started tying flight to side quests, but they mark those now. I have not had to do any flight stuff until I've completed the patch, though, you know? So. If you only do the MSQ, you will be overleveled. Yeah. It'll cap you out zones, there's so much stuff, it's hard to not overlevel by the end of an expansion, at least through Shadowbringers. Yep. So, pretty much, there's no point in doing the side quest when playing the trial, unless you've already completed as far as you can in the trial and you're looking for more things to do, your first playthrough through it, it's best to just focus on the main story. Like, I've only started my second class as a healer so that I can help Gerard while he's playing through. I have stayed on Monk the entire time. So is Cyberpunk setting the main story? No. There's a whole bunch of different locations. The reason why there's a Cyberpunk setting currently is due to storyline reasons, yeah. Which healer? I don't think I've seen you heal, actually. I am playing Sage. You outlevel by doing the story. Yeah, so, okay. Currently, let me explain. I've been helping Gerard T. Rexford, Hollow Stars Gerard T. Rexford. He's been starting Final Fantasy XIV, okay? So I was like, okay, I'll play healer so that I can just like, I'll keep an eye on him. It'll force me to keep an eye on him. He wants to play tank. Gerard's character is currently level 48. We just completed the level 28 main story quest. Oh, he's close to finishing? No, sad. We just did Hockey Manor. Gerard's character level is 48. We have only been doing the main story. He's done one Valentine event. Never guess someone's MSQ progression on character level. Always ask the quest level. Yep. Also, Luis, thank you for being an acolyte for a whole year. Thank you. How's your sanity? Are you sane? He's like 40 hours of story out of 200. Yep. The shenanigans take a lot of time. Okay, well, when Milord Gerard goes crazy and strips and decides to join the wildlife in the forest for 30 minutes, it does take us a little bit longer to get through the quests. It does require me to have some focus trying to rein in my idiot VTuber child as he learns how to strip and dance emote, okay? Also, thank you for the super chat, Luis. Thank you. Or when he starts kissing Thancred, yeah, every single time that he's in the Waking Sands and Thancred's like leaning against the corner, he's just like, ooh, I'm gonna make out with Thancred now, and then I have to scream at him and get him out of there. Sebastian, there's stairs here! The last time we played together, every single time there was a staircase, I had to get my flying mount, fly over to him at the top of the staircase. It could be 5 steps, so that he could ride the mount and I could take him down the steps and let him out. Oh, additionally, for people that are concerned about like leveling and playing more in Final Fantasy XIV, one of the things that they are planning to add during 8.0 is to remove the barriers between servers for you to be able to queue together. So if you use Party Finder and you're in North America, it will pull from anybody on the North America servers to join your party. Not 8.0? They said that they were going to test something on it. 7.5x? 8.0. Unless the CEO gives them more budget. They're testing it, yeah. Testing is in 7.5. They're starting with Japan for testing, so full release is likely not going to be until 8.0. Balmung will join the rest of us. Yep. Mean sooner than next year? Rick, if I'm correct, just know I will lord it. They want to roll it out before 8.0 if there's any hiccups on stuff, because as we know, we have some server hiccups on things. I'm saying that it's probably going to take a bit. They'll probably be released in 8.0. Actually, they started testing in 7.5. Yep. The art that came from the Gerard streams have been so stinking cute too. Yeah. As far as I know, it means data center travel as a whole will go away and you'll just be able to do world travel instead to any server in your region. Hopefully. That would be helpful. More info will be shared probably during Berlin. Yes. Did Gerard seem much different since his rebrand? Seemed the same to me. I want to know where Lee Moria got that additional information, because I don't think they've said anything about removing data center travel. But yeah, all good things. We'll see. We'll see. They did not say anything about DC travel, yeah. Why would you need to travel to other data centers? So that you could be visiting people in person and go to their houses in person. Just hang out with your friends. Yeah, but who wants to do that? You specifically, Lacey. Just Party Finder is now cross DC regions. Yeah, exactly. Your friends? You have friends? I do. I will admit, as much as I don't like the staleness Yoshi and the crew let happen, I'm 10% hopey on Play With Friends. See, the thing is, I don't think they quote-unquote let the staleness happen. Square Enix has been having really bad CEOs. They're being given scraps of dollars to do stuff with. Like, seeing the amount of passion that they had and the things that they wanted to make updates to and the acknowledgements, because they straight up said, they're like, yes, we want to do stuff like this, we want to do stuff like this, we keep having to have our hands tied because we only have so many devs, right? Current one hasn't improved much. The previous one didn't either, so... I'm doing my best to try to pull people through. Square Enix's management is one of the worst in the business at the moment. They wasted a ton of money on terrible gacha projects, NFTs, and other nonsense. Yep. It's been since Stormblood, so I saw the signs. I feel like you're one of the people that doesn't... I thought Endwalker were pretty great. I thought the changes in Endwalker, I thought Stormbringer, Shadowbringer, and Endwalker were pretty great. What do you... You know what? To each their own. You know, if you don't like the game, then it's okay. Still can't believe they shot Rhino in the back. Yeah. Messed up day. Look at what they're doing now that they've bullied the CEO into giving them actual resources. Please! For a mercy, though, Yoshipi confirmed at opening panel the CEO finally opened up a higher budget for him and the staff to develop the game. Yep. Tool 5523 in the Keynote VOD is where Kochi mentions that same region matching applies to world visits too, since you asked. Thank you, Lee. Thank you for providing the source. Now, Grave said that the content cadence was slow, which does make sense given what the world situation was and the CEO situation was, so. Okay, joining that, was having huge barriers even think about doing it because how hard it is getting a job and work in Japan if you're a foreigner. So I think if that's their biggest barrier to expanding the talent pool, it's not that so much. They also need to be able to hire people. As someone who spends a fair bit of time in Party Fight, I'm really looking forward to not having to waste time trying to get into Ether just to raid. Yes. WoW has had that for a bit, and it's very, very nice for the waiting time to not be quite as crazy. So weird they have to beg for resources. From Japanese business perspective, it's a little bit different. Hello, Big Hat Logan. What a name. A good name. I have a question. Wait, is Big Hat Logan present in Dark Souls 2? Do we have big hats in Dark Souls 2? Now I can hopefully PvP at any time since you need like 72 freaking people in one match and never popped a night. True. The hat is there, but no Logan. Okay, you know what? Good enough. Good enough. I'm hopeful if they're getting more resources, you know? Yeah, I'm long gone. Unlucky. I didn't even think about PvP queues. Yeah. But anyways, I'm already 30 minutes past the amount of time that I said I was going to take, so...
Because we don't...
Oop. I am going to make sure that I can... You planning to relax for the rest of the day? You got chores to do? I have some chores to do. Give 14 all the money, they're the moneymaker. Please stop milking them like an emaciated cow. Yep. Give them more budget, let them do more things. Oh yes, please rest. Yes, as much fun as it is to continue yapping, I do enjoy yapping. Any raid victim in mind? Yes, for Twitch, we're going to raid into the snacks of the fruit. Let me list off the things I have to do. I need to take my recycling out because I didn't take my recycling out before. I need to do my laundry. I need to run some water distillation. I do need to pick out what recipe I'm going to make on Friday. I think I might, because I want to do some show and tell on Friday for cooking stream stuff, post-cooking stream stuff. I think I'll only do one recipe on Friday instead of two like I have been doing. So I need to pick out the recipe that I want to make on Friday, and then I want to do like show and tell of a bunch of the stuff that I got at FanFest and such. So, need to cuddle a whiskey? Yeah, cuddle a whiskey, get to eat some stuff. I need to buy coffee beans because I have no coffee. Had to go out this morning and go get new coffee. Wait, you grind your own coffee? Yeah, I grind my own coffee beans. I make my own coffee at home. I have a pour over. Looks like I don't have anybody available currently that I can raid into. Maybe on YouTube. Sure move. Whiskey meowed and how upset he was you left him. A little bit, yes. No torture workouts for today, please. No torture today. No torture today. I think the earliest I would be down to do more torture is to Friday at the earliest. Sponsor and Pragmata tomorrow, if I recall correctly. Yes, I am waiting on the sponsor to send me some stuff, but I think I have everything together for it, so it should be okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. No people I can currently raid into on the YouTube, unfortunately. So YouTube gets the void! Earliest Friday, then enjoy torture tomorrow? It's Wednesday, gamer! What do you mean? You'll stream, we'll find a way. What the? Yay, Void! Yeah, it should be sponsored. Could already be Thursday for them. Doesn't work. I'm in Canada, therefore any time that I say is correct. But it should be... Let me just double check that I have everything. Oh, hang on a minute. This might get delayed, actually. Oh, the sponsor? We'll see. We'll see. I just realized something for like the game key. They're like, we're gonna send you physical one. I was like, well, wait a minute. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that physically in time. We'll see. Either it'll be sponsor stream or the sponsor stream will be delayed, or we'll see where that goes. Otherwise, it definitely Progmata tomorrow. Such is life. Such is life indeed. Indeed, indeed. Anyways, go say hi to Fruity Snacks, the fisher. You're gonna get fished. Keep an eye on your password. Back from FanFest. Yep, dad space. Yep, more dad space. Short stream. I still went over like almost 40 minutes. Guys, I'm such a professional. I also need to do some checking on stuff because I got some files that I need to double check some things on. But anyways, have a good rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, or night, whatever time zone you are in. Thank you for watching. We're back, yippee! I have ideas for things. I think it would be really funny to do like MS Paint TLDR explaining Final Fantasy lore stuff because from what I've heard, people haven't stayed on top of like making updated lore things. So anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 44, 42, 43, 44, 45, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 67, 72, 63, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 80, 81, 82, 83, 45, 86, 87, 88, 89, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100 head monks taken care of. But that's just another thing on the list of additional content that I would like to do. We'll see. Next Thursday, I might take another work day so that I can actually start working on things for the future instead of falling behind. But anyways, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Yeah. I'm back. We did it. We survived. Explode.